Look, Clarence, mate, it doesn't matter how many times we get beat down. What matters is that we get the fuck up, and we keep fucking trying. You're right, Donny. Now, who the fuck are you, mate? I'm Clarence Claymore. Who the fuck are you, mate? I'm Clarence Claymore. Say it with your fucking chest. I'm Clarence Claymore. Show me what you got, mate. Take that. Fucking touch me, cunt. Fuck, mate. We got a lot of work to do.
Hey Jackson, you want to come to the beach?
Yeah, but you've got to drive though.
Why can't you drive? I drove last time.
I sold my car.
Why did you sell your car?
I needed some cash for Bitcoin. I thought it was in a dip.
You sold your car.
Don't even worry, Lachlan. I'll be able to buy a brand new BMW with the gains I'm gonna make. Don't even fret.
I'm gonna fret. That's the last thing you had. You don't have anything left.
Stop fretting. I've got plenty of money. It's just all in crypto. I'm investing.
That's not investing. What if it falls?
It's the future, Lachlan. Why are you all up in my ass about it?
I'm up your ass because I have to buy you lunch every time we go out because you have no money.
My money is in a blockchain. It's all secure there.
You can't spend it. It's not currency.
It's digital currency.
Well then buy me a Subway.
I can't.
Why not?
They don't take Bitcoin, and also I don't want to spend it anyway.
You can't literally invest all the money you have. You have to keep some of it to be money.
But it's going to grow, Lachlan. You don't understand.
And what's the point of growing it if you're too scared to ever take it out?
Because I'm rich.
You're literally going to die a millionaire with no actual possessions.
I'd rather that than die poor.
I'd rather die poor and have spent all my money on life stuff than die technically rich, but all my money is in fucking Shiba Inu.
And NFTs.
Oh, for fuck's sake, do not get me started.
My NFT is gonna blow, you just wait.
You spent 30 grand on it.
It's a waiting game.
It's a bubble.
You're a bubble.
What?
You're a fucking bubble, mate.
How am I a bubble?
You're worth it.
I can't wait to financially afford who I truly am, because this is the budget version of me right now. I'm not actually so casual and laid back. I'm just underfunded for my vision. All right, my dream lifestyle costs a lot of money that I don't currently have. You know, I'll be waking up at 9 a.m., have a cappuccino on my balcony overlooking the sea, you know, work out, shower, spray my custom cologne. But in reality, I'm waking up in fear. You know, I'm having bread and water, and I'm spraying, you know, vaguely citrus-scented body spray from like the 7th grade. You know, the person I truly am has a skincare routine and separate outfits for boat and lunch, you know. Current me is out here Googling, can I mix body wash and shampoo and still go to heaven? So, you know, right now I'm just wearing vibes, God, and hope. That's the budget. But one day, I'm gonna walk into a room wearing linen and smelling like generational wealth. Just not today. You know, today I Febrezed my shirt and prayed for the best. You know, we'll get there.
Yeah, I know what it's like, baby. See some titties in the club, you know what I'm saying? And I got one thing to say to you, baby. Let's get them fucking titties looking at the fucking club, girl. Come on. Somebody take your titties out. Somebody take your titties out, yeah. Somebody take your titties out, yeah. No, somebody take your titties out. No, oh, yeah. Somebody take your titties out. Fucking titties, I know, yeah. I know, yeah. Let me suck them titties, baby. Oh, yeah. Let me suck them titties, baby. Let me suck them titties, baby. I know. Suck them titties on the west side. Suck them titties on the breast side. Best titties I ever had. Oh, let me suck them titties right now. From the night turn to dawn, girl. Suck one, maybe two. And then boy gone. Yeah. Let me suck them titties, baby. Oh, yeah. Let me suck them titties, baby. Let me suck them.
How they legends, they doing podcasts. They said, we make more money than you, nigga. We sit here and make more money than you. I know you don't want to play the Cash App, open your bank account game on the phone when we see each other. I know you don't want to open the phones up and see how much niggas got in the account. You made $2 million.
I know you don't want no ATM battle, nigga.
Yeah, nigga don't want to, nigga, we make more money than you, nigga. You talking about, oh, they podcast. Nigga, because we getting chicken. We make more money than you. You better come with, you want a job? We might got a job for you, nigga. Yo, Nick, did we throw you 25,000 bonus for nothing the other day? Throw it on Nick.
Just for nothing.
Throw it on Nick in the control room. In the control room. Put the camera on him. Throw the camera on him real quick. Nick, what we threw you? Because we love you. Yeah. For nothing.
Yeah, for nothing.
Because we have nothing else to do. If we was bored that day. Not saying you ain't deserving, nigga. We was bored, nigga. We threw him something because we say, yo, nigga been working his ass off. We threw him that. You ever threw somebody in your camp 25,000 because you ain't have nothing else to do that day, nigga?
Can't catch me. I'm the fastest thing alive. I was thinking about why so many in the radical left participate in speed running. Huh? The reason is the left's lack of work ethic. What? Go fast rather than do it right. And in a Petersonian sense... Petersonian? To elevate alternative sexual archetypes in the marketplace. Fastest hedgehog. Shadow, what the fuck are you talking about? You're a beta male, Sonic.
Nobody knows about that fucking degenerate life when you're fucking down 40,000 and you battle the fuck back. You say, you know what? You know what? I'm a fucking strong, independent man. And you're not gonna tell me I should go to bed. I'm gonna battle the fuck back. And I'm gonna fucking get my money back. And guess what? I got my motherfucking money back. That's right.
You buy this for $39.99. Guess what, folks? You take the L away. You put a W there, baby. You're a winner, man. You're the real deal. You're picking up chicks. Let me tell you something. You buy this set at $39.99, baby. You're the cock of the walk, man. You walk into the bar and you just find the hottest chick and you go, you, me. Guess what? She says, why would I go out with you? Because I bought the deal on Wild West Deals for $39.99. That's why. She says, can I go home with you? That's how simple it is. That's how it works. That's what this set brings to the table. Because you know what she sees? She sees a man who knows what he wants. She sees a man who says, good deals don't get by me, baby. I move, I act quick, I act now. I go to wildwestdeals.com, boom. That's why you're hanging with chicks all night long. That's why you got guys like Michael Jordan calling you, wanting to hang out with you, baby. Because you bought it for $39.99.
But when you go all in on something, I would say that does take conviction. Now, your conviction might
How
be
many
coming from
chairs are you
first
sitting
principles.
on right now?
One.
Are you all in on the chair? The point really is you put on one pair of glasses, you've got one pair of AirPods right now. You're looking at me through one screen. You're using one microphone. That's a one microphone. Like, you trust it? Is that conviction? Seems kind of scary. Why don't you diversify? Why don't you use 10 microphones? The point really is things in your life. Do you drive in 10 cars at the same time or one car at one time? Do you drive down one street? Aren't you afraid that you're driving down one street? Do you take a different way? You know? So my point really is, if you're you get on one airplane, are you convicted? You put your entire family on the one airplane, aren't you afraid? Well, I said, well, Bitcoin is the best crypto asset. Okay, what's the second best? There is no second best. There's no second best crypto asset. There's a crypto asset. It's called Bitcoin, right? Right? There's no second best, okay? But take all your money, buy Bitcoin. Then take all your time, figure out how to borrow more money to buy more Bitcoin. Then take all your time and figure out what you can sell to buy Bitcoin. And if you absolutely love the thing that you don't want to sell it, go mortgage your house and buy Bitcoin with it. And if you've got a business that you love because your family works for the business that's in your family for 37 years, and you can't bear to sell it, mortgage it, finance it, and convert the proceeds into the hardest money.
Woo! And we're live, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Moongang 185, all-time high season cometh.
It's coming a little
faster.
I'm like, okay, I gotta talk to DCC this way, I guess. I guess I could probably bring it over to the other side.
Yeah, bring it to the other
right?
side. Here, I'll just move my drink.
I was like, why didn't I think about that before the stream?
There's something called Battlefield Intelligence IQ in the middle of the battle.
Right. It's like, oh yeah, this seems a lot more practical. But what we're I was saying basically like it's come a lot faster than I guess we anticipated in terms of Bitcoin just had its weekly close at about 119,000 and some change to end last week. And yeah, we're all already at $121,000 Bitcoin here now.
21? Woo!
Fucking look at the chart, bro.
I gotta
120,967.
Sheesh.
Yep. So not bad at all. And what do you call it? I'll share my screen a little bit later. But there is no resistance on your weekly Bollinger Bands until $130,000 or $129,000.
Damn.
So that means Bitcoin is free and clear to go anywhere between here and 130 at least in the next 1 week if we maintain the momentum going into the early part of the week.
Right.
But I mean, with 60-day cycles and everything combined, basically it looks
no screenshots.
Like 80, 90% likely. Exactly. I mean, the Bitcoin cycle low is already confirmed to be, and the only thing that will absolutely confirm it will be when it get to a new all-time high. But yeah, I mean,
just coming in, Charlie Saylor said he's buying another $50 billion.
That didn't move shit. It didn't, like, what do you call it? When it was like 15 or something like that, or 118.
Right.
But it did hold up price for a little bit longer though. But yeah, I mean, Ethereum's here at 4,300. It's already on a breakout as well, and so it's already passed its 0.786 retracement level from basically the top of the bull of 21 to the bottom of the bear in 22. Which just means that like it hit this level about 3 or 4 times already this cycle. And so, the 4th or 5th time's a charm. And yeah, I mean, this current 60-day cycle that we're in, how many days do we have left? I think we're only on like day 7, but let me double check. We're on day 8 of the 60-day cycle, basically. So if we get what we expect here, which is a right translated cycle into rate cuts in September, then that means we roughly have about 40 to 50 days of upside, minimum 2 weeks of upside. So, but I don't see this, like, once we get to late August, I think we just speed up, right? So like we're getting the good stuff now to new all-time highs, but then we're going to get like gigapumps like towards the end of the month, beginning of next month. So looking good.
Yeah. And then also on the macro side too, like, we're going to get interest rate cuts in September. So it also could be some people like, all right, let's pump up the market right now as well, because it's like kind of buy the rumor, sell the news. As well.
Exactly. So like it's anticipation of that macro event plus the M2 global money supply basically having a continued injection into the market. So that as long as that continues happening, which that chart basically says it's likely to continue into late September, then all that means is like we have enough money flowing in the system as well to basically follow up with that narrative. But
no, definitely. And most countries have their interest rates at, damn near zero and stuff like that. And they're still having real estate problems. They're still having retirement problems. So that's the big thing. I mean, no matter what you can say about the United States, there's a replacement generation, at least for the boomers on the way out. It's going to be sort of like really bad indigestion. But for a lot of other countries, they're down. They have 60% less people.
Oh, Japan is interesting, right? Very, very interesting, because when I was living there, they already, I mean, we're
kind of heading into it already.
Well, just like dropping like flies, like for the boomer generation there. But I think it was when I got to Japan, the population was like 120 million. It had been as high as 130.
Yeah.
And then they projected it by like 2040 or 2050, basically to be like 80 or 90 million. So they're losing about 40 to 50 million people over that generation shift. Of course, that's over like a 20, 30 year span. But yeah, that's a lot. Because, I mean, especially for that population, that's basically a quarter of the population gone.
To own a morgue.
Dude, a lot of, the best money-making things that young people are doing in Tokyo specifically is, basically funeral services, as well as like old folks,
elderly care
at their houses and stuff like that. Yeah, exactly.
Nursing homes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And don't forget, you guys, box wine and kitty litter.
Oh yes.
And
how to market it. Yeah. Well, what do you call it? There's a show. It's a British TV show called Japanorama.
What?
It's actually pretty good. It had like only 2 seasons on the BBC or something like that. But there was one episode where they had the guy that was doing that shit, and I was just like, he like owned one of those places.
Like a retirement home or like a funeral?
Gundal.
Oh, here we go. Okay, I was giving you outs. No, just, very rich man in Japan apparently now.
But I always think it's funny how like the it was just terrible, but like how like you know, there are some crazy things in Japan, but there's crazy things in America too. But can you imagine like another country doing a show on like the crazy things in America? That's got to be even more entertaining too.
No, it's gonna be. I mean, primarily like 3 seasons in Florida, but like, but you know, that reminds me of the whole, you know,
whole season of Florida Man.
Florida Man, brought to you by Louisiana, the crawfish, right? But that reminds me of that whole thing where, remember, like they were doing this in Japan, like maybe they're still doing it now. It's like anime girls, but they're putting like their titties there.
Yeah,
I remember in Pulse Chain, someone made one of like KDP.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Oh.
I just was like, wow, this is a crossover I never thought I'd see.
Dude, Eric Wall's trolls on the bets have been so funny. I was just like, I feel for that, but at the same time, it's like you got to put up something for the bet. Like you can't just like have gone into it thinking you're absolutely going to win the bet.
So it's KDP down. And who's that other girl? The one from Norway, right, or whatever.
Oh, Hebe or something.
Hebe supposedly, I don't know if it's real. He says Hebe or whatever the fuck. She sent $100 to Eric recently.
Oh yeah, I saw that too. That was obviously a troll, but like, pretty funny.
Well, Katie hasn't seen shit, but you know, Hayvade or whatever the fuck name is sent $100.
Yeah, I mean, it's harder to hate on Eric Wall this cycle than it was on the last when it comes to the Pulse Chain and Hex ecosystem, just because. I mean, he's been kind of right this cycle on it, you know, so far. But that's about to change with ETH hitting.
He was big on ordinals until they weren't big anymore.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's one of those Bitcoin maxis that's you know, smart, but then a little off.
Yeah.
When you wear a wizard suit on stage, you know, it's like
I can't. Well, I'd probably wear a moon suit.
I mean, I'm not hating. I probably would do the same thing, but like, yeah.
There's this
easy target.
There's this aboriginal. So I've ordered. You know that a thing online. I did order it. Yeah, I wanted one of those giant blowhorns, like like those fucking mountaineer, fucking like Viking sort of battle horns.
Mm-hmm.
So we find one online.
Dude,
the guy in the photo looked exactly like Eric Wall. We're like, is this Eric Wall?
That's pretty funny. No, for the Vikings, when they were playing in the Metrodome,
right?
They used to have these plastic blowhorns or whatever, but like they were actually as loud as like actual like trumpets or horns.
Wow,
they were fucking intensely loud. I think they banned them after a while or whatever, but like kind of nice. But now we got that fake Gale horn in there, but. Yeah. Anyways, Vikings winning the Super Bowl this year. JJ McCarthy, Super Bowl MVP. No. But what do you call it? That was one thing I almost said earlier at one of the comments that you had made.
Yeah.
We were talking about it just a little bit prior to the stream, right? Which was we're talking about this current 60-day cycle going into new all-time highs pretty much. Probably very soon. I would say by the time I get onto my Tuesday episode, we're going to be there and it's going to be going crazy. It's going to be great. But I think, 4-year cycle wise, in terms of, let's talk about 4-year cycle in terms of how crypto people think about it.
Okay.
And then how cycle theory actually works.
Right.
Right. Very simple.
Which are sometimes very closely aligned, other times extremely far apart.
Well,
how they believe it
the
works.
Crypto people just assume it doesn't shift or it doesn't change, right? So the thing that with the 4-year cycle, most crypto people are saying is we have to get the top of the 4-year cycle exactly 3 years and 11 months to the goddamn day. Not really, they don't say that, but you know, roughly. Very exact. If you're going on a weekly basis, it's pretty close. And people are saying like, well, the top has to come in October, and like we're going to go down into a bear market after that, guaranteed, right? Because it's happened. The same thing has happened the last 3 or 4 times, right, for Bitcoin, right? Which is a little bit more of a self-fulfilling prophecy in that the high comes at the exact same time after the halving because everybody's going through the same narrative. But with Wall Street here, and liquidity cycles shifting as well, I think that's going to change massively. So we're going to get a fake out here. I think it's going to be a very, everybody who got the Take Profits course for the Q3 crypto mindset course and everything is going to have a great time taking profits here in September, because I do think that's going to be a really good opportunity into September, October. But the thing that I think most people, and there's going to be a lot of people probably watching us too, that are going to get thrown off is, so every cycle, especially when Wall Street's coming in now, they're going to try to throw us an offbeat, right? Throw us a little bit of a curveball, same but different, right? And then whenever anybody in crypto says, hey, this time's different, like you were saying prior to the stream, right? People are like, that never changes. It never does, right? But what they don't understand is how actual cycles work is the high doesn't matter. The high is going to come wherever it's going to come in the cycle between two lows. When the high goes beyond where one of the lows is supposed to be, then you can say the cycle is broken, right? But you're going to get a ton of people saying that we're definitely going to get the top here in this next 60-day cycle or the one after that. And then they're going to be out of the game. And they're going to be basically FOMOing back in, I think, early next year when we're going to even crazier new all-time highs across the board, because they're kind of going to get chopped up a little bit.
Right.
So the way that I'm kind of thinking about it, and we did this in 21 to 22 a bit, which was it's always good to take profits when you got a good move and then just be ready to let the market tell you what it wants to do with the data of the price.
Right.
And then actually be ready to get back in the market, take more risk, not stupidly, but educatedly. And I think that's what most people are going to fail to do. And I mean, the one narrative that I'm watching very, very closely is just Tom Lee is
frost tips.
So bullish, so bullish. Oh, I just every time I hear Tom Lee say Bitcoin's going or Ethereum's going to 16K, I'm just like, yes, this is the way. So I don't know. I'm just thinking, there's going to be so many people thrown off, but everybody who took the Take Profits course, not going to be that way. Everybody who's in the Q3 Crypto Mindset course, not going to be that way. Everybody who's jumping into the Q4 Crypto Mindset course, which we'll probably announce later in the week, basically they'll be on the right track as well. But I think the people who, because you have to be able to have strong convictions held loosely, meaning, the top has come the same time, 3 years and 11 months apart, the last three cycles, but we can have a strong conviction that that's going to be a possible high, but we have to be able to shift with global liquidity cycles, macro stuff. And I think that's where a lot of people in crypto generally don't pay attention, right? And we had a little bit of that as a mistake that we had made at a portion last cycle as well, sometimes forgetting how macro intertwines with crypto.
I mean, we first saw like the inkling of this at the end, actually at the top of 2017, where we had the first like shorting contracts for Bitcoin, longing and shorting contracts for Bitcoin, which were like the CME futures.
Yep.
And they were approved, and that was literally the top on the day of Bitcoin. That was passed by the Treasury. I forgot who the head of the Treasury was at the time, but the head of the Treasury passed it. Then in 21, we had first interest rates ever in like a decade, damn near, happened in January. And, it was like around early February where I said, all right, cycle's cooked, sell your bags. And, we were still playing around with a couple things here and there, but basically like we had told most people to take profits and get out already.
Yeah.
Pretty much. It was like, it was over by then. And then as every interest rate hike, came on and stuff like, the prices just kept, falling and falling and falling. Now it's like, but actually this time is different, right? But no, I mean, look at this cycle is very different compared to, I mean, this one's acted very different compared to other cycles, because we've been in this is our third cycle. And
this is the worst one.
This is the worst one. I'm not even joking around. Yeah,
it just is what it is. Yeah,
I've had to work like 10 times harder for like 3 times less scraps.
Yeah,
basically.
Yep.
But still done okay. But it's just like, a lot of work, right? But pretty much what's happening is we had TradFi concentrate all their capital into Bitcoin instead of other cryptos. We've had retail be wrecked. They don't have as much money as, I mean, you can see it over. I mean, they even off their own Fed data, which is wrong, by the way. Yeah. Even their Fed data is wrong. But even in their Fed data, it's like Americans have a 30% savings rate. Cool. We crush them down to 1% again, like we want. Great. Let's get them back to work. But then let's fire them with AI. Right,
give them an AI dividend, or UBI.
UBI, right?
No, you'll own nothing and be happy. I saw a WEF video where this lady was on stage basically trying to convince people in the European Union that basically ride sharing is going to be the way of the future if they want to like unclog traffic in major metropolitan areas. I'm like, man, these people just don't care about like facts or logic. They're just like, you eat the bugs.
They basically said we all have to ride the bus.
Yeah. You own nothing, includes you not owning a car. I'm just like, damn, bro.
Incredible.
But
this time around, right? But you have like, this is the first cycle where like, I mean, like 21 was the first time, at the end of 21 or early 2022 was the first time interest rates actually happened while crypto was of any size. When interest rates were actually anything at all, crypto was like a sub-billion-dollar asset class. The whole thing. It goes Bitcoin and a bunch of shit coins. That's it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the same way. Some people say nothing's changed, but basically, when we had before the cuts really happened after the housing crisis, crypto was nothing. Basically, it was this fucking sub-billion-dollar toy, and now it's trillions of dollars. And Bitcoin itself is trillions of dollars. The whole industry is trillions of dollars.
Well. Yeah, I don't want to cut you off on that point. I'll let you finish that first because I was going to add something to it though. Once you're there.
we already have money printing across the board now. Part of it's just to keep their system alive and help the over. I mean, everyone's real estate system is fucked. First of all, right? But usually the Fed leads in interest rate cuts. We have not. Apparently, to the craps dealer that I was talking to last night, he told me the Fed's doing a great job. I'm like, sir, you're Bitcoin Maxi, calm down.
He was
good guy. But
I think he was like, what do you call it? He's like, all I need. He's like, if I only had 900K right now, or whatever, me and my girlfriend, I'd quit this goddamn job and go buy a farm and just go live on. Like, it was like one of those guys. I was like, good for him, But
I mean, if he holds enough Bitcoin over time, he will be all right.
Yeah, we were trying to get him to buy some Ethereum at least. But
do you know what coin he said? You remember what coin he said? He's like, well, there has been one coin I've been speculating on. Maybe I might buy some fucking Chainlink.
Which the narrative I understand, just like Ripple and other stuff. But the one thing I was like, bro, if you're gonna take the risk at least on Chainlink, like at least go as far as Sui, or Ethereum.
He looked at me crazy. I told him look, we're messing up a TradFi, right? Okay. Buy a little Doge. I know it sounds crazy. There's going to be an ETF. You can just sell it on the get the hell out.
Then he was like, I don't know about that. Like that's a little too speculative for me, right? But like, what do you call it? I guess like Sergey Nazarov being at the White House all the time is definitely going to get some people on board with Chainlink for sure.
Now this is the big hype on Twitter right now because today was not that big of a news day, if I'm being honest.
Okay,
but this is the big news on Twitter today. Chainlink's going to flip XRP.
The Chainlink, it's like retards versus retards.
Yeah,
it'd be great.
But Chainlink does do more for crypto.
Than what we should do marketing wise?
What?
We should have the Ripple Maxis versus the Chainlink Marines versus what are we calling the Pulse Chain? Pulse Chain.
Let's call them Hexicans.
Yeah, just the Hexicans, I guess. Yeah, they already got their reputation. That's not going to change. And so if you got those three groups together, everybody else in crypto would just be like retard fight, but it would get so much, what do you call it? Like publicity.
Yeah.
And then if Richard Hart actually pumps this shit like crazy at that time, and it's just like outpacing everything, it's like king of all. Shit would be hilarious. That shit would actually go viral. And I bet you people would be like, well, at the very least, I'll bet on the best of those three.
Right. Even though I don't like Chainlink that much, I'd rather Chainlink do better than XRP because like Chainlink does a lot for crypto. I mean, it does.
You're getting in your feelings now.
Well, of course I am.
No, I know, but it's like I want. It's like but I think XRP.
Well, what I want happens. So I'm sorry. Whether you want to do or not.
Brad Glaringhouse, never sell your coins now.
Listen here, whore.
How many billions is Brad Glaringhouse going to get this cycle?
Well, I'm a whore.
We got roll a soundboard.
We got roll a soundboard today, which is like ridiculous, by the way. We have a Big Mo one from I don't even know why, but like
tell these bitches to go to hell.
Okay.
Sure, dude. Back to something I recognize. Shout out Big Mo.
Oh, and going back, so I was going to go back to the other point as well, just outside of the retard fight. Basically, what do you call it? So the last thing I was going to say with cycle theory that's going to throw people off,
right?
Is so we're talking about the current 60-day cycle. Everybody's going to kind of be understanding. I think the 4-year cycle, people are going to get thrown off on that. Like I said,
yeah.
Let's say we go up until February of next year.
Yeah,
just as an example, right? And then we get the high way later than what we usually get for Bitcoin. And then we also get the low, though still within the 4-year cycle band. So let's say Q4 of next year.
Right.
So the bear market, let's say, is from February to November.
Yeah.
What's that? 9 months?
9 months. Because if you actually look at 22, right? Like middle of April, crypto started crashing from there.
Yeah.
And then what did it bottom out? December? 22.
So you're talking about 21 cycle?
21 cycle, yes.
Yeah, it bottomed out in November of 22.
Yeah, November 22. That wasn't that many months. I mean, like April's the 4th month. Boom, goes down. I mean,
right.
Yeah.
Well, you mean in terms of, I guess in terms of like the macro top, it was 1 year and 3 weeks.
Yeah, because it was November, but when but we like, well, yeah, you're right. Yeah, and it was November technically, but like we were still playing around, making money and stuff like that. And then we're like, that's kind of cool. The CMC keeps making money no matter what. I think the last thing we made money on was like solid X, and then we rugged out of like I told everybody. All right, Crystal's coming out for Jewel. Dump it all.
Yeah.
Some people didn't want to.
Oh,
well, that's them. But like I said,
some people still wanted rainbow unicorns too.
Oh, the crypto unicorns. Yeah. I remember that. Yeah.
But no, so like the thing that I think is going to throw most people off. So let's say the low comes in that Q4 of next year, which is what it usually would do, right? If it was going to be exactly the same as the other lows, like it would be 3 years and 11 months from low to low as well, which would be around Halloween of next year. I would say if it goes into January of next year, that's still within reason of a 4-year cycle low, because the low can sometimes shift around as well. But just as long as it's not by more than 6 months of what we're usually there. But I think if we have less than a full year bear market, that's going to throw off a lot of people too. And then if we only go down, let's say instead of 70%, because like we went down the first bull cycle, or like the last, like 3 of them ago, it was like a 90 or 92% drop from top to bottom, or I think it was like a 94%. Then it was 84%. Then it was 77% from top to bottom. So now I would say naturally it should be like 72%.
Yeah.
But let's give,
or 69.
Well, I was going to say, let's give the institutions a little bit of credit and say they're going to eat up a little bit more than we expect. And so let's say they hold price a little bit up. Let's say we only get like a 69 or 65% drop. Now you get a drop that's a lot less than what we're used to. And so I think then at the early part of 27, that's what's going to throw a lot of people off, because it's going to be like time and possibly price, but at least time, right? With a shorter bear market, people are going to be like super cycle. This is the 4-year cycle's dead. And it's like, no, bros, the 4-year cycle's going exactly as planned. And then the whole next cycle, I think that's going to throw people off from the top too, because then they're going to get into that time was different. And then, but it wasn't as different as what they thought.
Right.
But because they're going to over exaggerate that, because it's a good narrative to build into a pump, but some people are going to believe it so hard that they'll fail to take profits probably. But that, I think, especially then if retail gets money next cycle, that can really fuel a great 28, 29.
Yeah. Cause I could totally see that. Yeah. And then also on top of that too, right? Obviously this is predicting to the next cycle, right? But just like we had TradFi essentially, now it was the first time we actually finally had a good inroads. We had the 401ks that are allowed in January of 24 for Bitcoin, and I mean the ETFs and everything like that. And then
401ks now.
Yeah, 401ks now, and as well as actually banking investment. I think it happened in June of 24, where the banks could have 1% of their balance sheet in crypto as well.
Yeah, there's been a lot. I mean, so many bullish things.
Yeah, and it's just like it's kind of like snowed on. But I think what also happened too was like, the reason I think some of this stuff got forgotten a little bit as well. I mean, not the ETF side, but like some of the extra bullish news happening in crypto is because we had like 6 months of a fucking election run.
Yeah,
that happened in 24, and then the first 3 months of like I will say, like, I think Trump did an incredibly good job in his first 100 days. I think after that,
I heard somebody, I forgot who it was, but I heard somebody say basically recently that they're like, oh yeah, no, the bull market started in April, and they're talking about stocks too. I was like, that's interesting way to look at
this
it.
year or last year? This year, okay.
Just in terms of like, I don't know if they're trying to hype Trump up, but like that would align with, basically what he tried to build in the first 6 months.
Which is really interesting, because if you look around April, depending on the coin, right? There's every coin's a little variance.
Yeah, that's the bottom.
But the bottom was basically April
8th to 22nd.
Yeah.
Yeah, the tariff news basically.
And then it would made it really funny to me as I kept going to the exchanges, right? I mean, I kept going on Etherscan. And I'm sorry, not Etherscan, on a Dex Screener and stuff. And I kept looking at the meme coins on Solana. Like, let's look at the chart. Oh, look, April 9th, 10th, 11th. There's the bottom. Boom, boom, I was like, this is fucking hilarious. It's so funny. And this is when we were on YouTube telling people to, buy coins. Get in. Dude, it was scary.
I remember when we got out of the Q1 crypto mindset course. It was like 2nd of April. I made sure not to come back on the 1st because I didn't want people to know I
Yeah,
was
that
serious.
April. Trump did the same thing too. Actually, Trump was like, "I wanted to do this deal on April 1st, but people told me you shouldn't. They won't believe it." All right,
Exactly. And so, like on April 2nd, my first episode back after that course was what do you call it? Now is the best time to buy crypto in 2025.
Yep.
And I seriously saw people in a few of the older crypto mindset chats being like, here are these motherfuckers telling the people to still buy more coins again. They're just going to keep getting people wrecked and people are going to be poor, right? And I'm just like, damn, like people really gave up on this bull cycle. And like that, it was very close to the lows, essentially at that time. So,
and a lot of those guys in this chat today,
buying the top.
Broke nigga alert. 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 Broke nigga alert.
Shut up, Frankie McDonald. Yes, and then they're buying tops, right?
Yeah.
So, RIP. But shit's great. That's great.
It's really funny. But like, so just like I was kind of saying earlier, right? Every country's already cut rates ahead of us. We're the last one to cut rates, but we're the market that really matters in the world. Let's be honest. And this cycle is it China led? No. Is it Canada led? No. Fucking Europe. No. Africa led? No. It is US led.
Yeah.
This time around, it does. Every cycle does change a little bit. We've seen Japan. Yeah. Japan back in 13, 14, of course. 17 was mostly Asia. 21 is kind of a hybrid cycle a little bit. You had Asia mixed in with kind of a quasi America a little bit. Yeah, but it's still Asia heavy.
Yeah, and especially with crypto, China had a huge impact until pretty much the end of last cycle, and now is kind of still has an impact, but a lot less.
I had a meme you guys hear about like it was literally a meme of like it was Drake. I almost said Josh. It was Drake with Future on a garbage truck, right? He's like working on the weekend, like for all the guys who didn't buy in April. It's like working on the weekend like usual, working on the weekend like usual,
just on repeat.
It's on repeat.
Oh yeah, that's what life is for a lot of people. Like when I first, moved to Japan.
Yeah,
the main thing was like, bro, like if you get in such a pattern that your life is like, like what's going to happen pretty much every week between now and 6 months from now.
Oh no.
I'm just like, bro. But there's so many people like that. And then most of those people are like, yeah, crypto's too risky, or maybe like the dealer last night, like crypto is too risky, but Bitcoin, that's where it's at.
But he still had a plan though.
He had a plan. I can't knock it. I respect it for sure. But like,
he did make me feel like a drug dealer a little bit. Cause like, psst, hey, kid. Yeah. It was way a little bit, but like, psst, hey, kid. Because that's what I've been telling guys, like, kid. Get some Doge, kid. Like, I don't got that Bitcoin stuff you like, but
it's
I got
the healthiest of the bunch.
I got this right here.
It's the healthiest.
But it's really, really, really funny, right? But like these rate cuts, so these rate cuts that are finally going to happen in the United States are, we're going to get either 25 would be really terrible, but let's just say 25, just to be safe. 25, 25, 25, and it could be possible they only do 2 cuts this year. They could cut, wait, then cut again.
Mm-hmm.
Only 50 basis points, but these cuts help extend it. Like I don't want to say extend the cycle, but people understand what I'm saying when they say extend the cycle.
Well, it brings more liquidity into the system because it requires some QE, and then when that happens, price volatile assets go up. Yeah, it looks like we have. Yeah, you're right. We have 3 more. So we have the 17th of September, then the 29th of October, and then the 10th of December for the final FOMC meetings this year.
Right, and we have. So another thing too is that the with these cuts, the Fed's more than likely in the background going to use the overnight repo market, start pumping it back up to a couple $1 trillion again. So they had spent the last trying to think like 5 years. No, I'm so sorry. No, the overnight repo market topped out sometime in I think 23.
Okay.
23, in 23. And then since then it'd been paid back and it's come back down. It was down to like the low hundred billions. The low 100 billions, and now recently has been going back up again, which is a kind of a secret QE program that they have for the banks where they can be like, everyone has to grab cash.
Yeah.
So,
well, and before the pandemic happened, right, in March of 2020, you had about from October of 2019 to March of 2020. Yeah, you had that's the main form of QE that they were doing to that prior to that, and then
and that was mostly off the back of Silicon Valley Bank exploding,
right?
Which was they were trying to blame it on crypto. Can you believe that?
Well, no, that one was a couple of years later.
Yeah,
I'm talking.
No, that's what I was talking about with
with
the overnight repo market.
Yeah. I was just saying like when it's first really started ramping up was around that time at the very beginning of that trend.
Right.
But you're talking about the end of the trend.
Yeah, I'm talking about the end of the trend when it like why like we had this huge boost of the repo. Basically, they had to like basically secure everything, and that's also around the time where we started getting some banks basically offloading $1 billion like skyscrapers for like 100 million. I was like, wow,
hey,
that's
we want that opportunity to come again.
Hey.
Right, just make that happen around what 2033, 2034.
I sometimes see like some of the selling prices and stuff. I really remember. I think they built like the Cosmo for like $1.5 billion, maybe $2 billion, and they sold it for $400 million to Blackstone, and then Blackstone flipped it for like $4 billion. Come up.
That was like, a good move.
I was like, I think I wish I had 400 million back then.
Yeah, I think the craziest investment I heard recently, I can't say which one on the show, but it was about $70,000 to $100 million. I'll tell you about that after the show. It's kind of an interesting one, but yeah, like I'm just like, damn, that's a trade.
WNBA dildos.
Green, what was it?
Green.
Well, like I was showing this on my show on Friday or whatever. But what was the name of that coin? It was just called Dildo, I think. But yeah, the dildo is the ticker on ETH.
Or actually,
go green or go home. Latest was purple. That is correct.
Yeah.
But it's only 13.6 million market cap. It's about to dump. I think if it gets down to under 10 million market cap again, I might scoop some up.
Some dildo?
Yeah. Dude, but only thing is the only reason why it's the top. I shared this article on Friday. It actually made it to ESPN, bro. Did you see this?
Yes, I've heard about this. Crypto Group says it orchestrated sex toy tosses into W. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Let me check the main website for these bets real quick. I want to see Polymarket, see what kind of.
I think you can make like $20,000 on some of them.
Okay, I gotta look now. Sports.
Here, I'll go into the streamer. So what do you call it? I can share my screen. But it's like crypto, we get very serious about interest rate hikes or cuts and all this stuff, and then it's like green dildos thrown on WNBA courts. Price go up.
Prop bets.
Oh, you found it?
Oh, here we go. You want me to share, or you sharing?
You share yours first. I'll share mine second, just because the article is ridiculous.
So let me see if there's an option to like dark mode. There we go. Dildo thrown at a WNBA game on Saturday. So I guess these are different games. Yes, no's, basically. So what's today? August 10th. Okay, so the 11th. So if I did yes, let's just say, Kyle, how much do you think it would cost me to pay you to go do this operation for me?
Well, you have to contact on Twitter Lieutenant Dildo Rain. He's the head of this whole operation.
Well, it's not that much. I mean, you have to put like 5,000. Like you only get like $9,000 out of it, really. Because the pool's not that giant. There's only like, I guess the money shoots up. So the way I guess it works is you can buy the contracts, but then later on as more money's added, you already have your contracts locked in,
right?
Which is pretty cool. Who knows, man? I've seen guys like they're usually online. They're probably they're putting $10,000 on these dildo bets. That is not a sentence I thought I'd say in 25. These dildo prop bets.
These dildo terrorists. But here, Kyle put this one up.
Oh man. Are the bets on the color? I think there is, but I think
this was just crazy to me that it actually made ESPN. This is like the biggest troll article I've ever seen in my life. Like when you go here, what was it? Like where was it? Right here it is. So they did the interview anonymously, right? With this Twitter guy. He says the man who uses Lieutenant Dildo Rain as his username on X. Naughty said to the Brad Pitt character in Inglourious Bastards, kept his camera off and refused to give the name or his name or age during the call with ESPN. What do you call it? He said he wants to reclaim the creative creative and community aspects of the crypto world with this project. You know, he's doing it for the good of the world, Miguel. the good of the world. But
I mean, like, I don't care what the WNBA has to say. This is getting seats this is putting butts in seats.
Exactly. And so it's just ridiculous that it made ESPN. And then, I mean, the price did pump. I think it's like pretty much at where we talked about it on my Friday stream. It looks like it's just going to dump here. And then if it gets down to this region here, I mean, most meme coins, right? They come back to previous highs or areas of support. Put a little bit of cheddar on it, see what happens. Just gotta, what do you call it? Yeah,
you gotta buy it when people think it's dead,
dude. Yeah, exactly. What if they expanded the NFL this season? Just saying.
In terms of
the fundamentals of the coin right here.
Because I'm trying to think like where else they could expand to, women's league wise. I was thinking like, because like women's soccer is legit.
Yeah.
It really is legit. They're trying
to wait for a World Cup or something.
Yeah, No, I think the next victim. It's gonna be tennis.
Oh,
women's tennis.
Well,
I feel like,
those people would get because like the people at tennis will not have that chip for a second.
How incredible would it be if they launched it and stuck to something
like the ump's face?
Dude, I'm shocked these guys have they thrown it and there's a suction cup to the floor, or like they hit it. Can you imagine the trick shot if they hit it on the fucking backboard and they just? That's the top.
They have one of those.
That's the top.
They have one of those people that like run over to like grab the balls wherever they go run over. No.
I was like, which umpire, which referee is going up there and unsticking that off the fucking?
Tennis makes sense. But yes. So I mean, crypto, right?
Crypto, yes.
You can unshare the screen now. We probably can go into Bitcoin price and stuff like that. But hey,
the Tom Brady of dildo throwing. It's only funny because the WNBA is self mockery. Yeah, it is. And the WNBA hate's always been there a little bit, but most of it's just. Where did it really start? Basically, them being reverse racism towards Caitlin Clark, basically. Because it's some white girl schooling a bunch of black women. Sorry, but that's the best player.
Yeah, Angel Reese can't even play.
Angel Reese can't even hit the backside of a barn.
Pretty much.
Can't hit shit. Like there's this whole like for a moment, people are doing bets on Angel Reese missing her first shot in every game.
I saw that.
Yeah, you saw that?
Yeah.
Guys were like making money on that.
Everyone's a miss.
She's a brick, dog. The funniest one was like this little girl was like, Dad, can I get this ball? It's an Angel Reese ball. Like, sure. And the dad throws it into the target card. It falls off the target card.
Nice. Fundamentals.
Made me want to have a little girl like just for a second. I was like, ooh.
Hey, boy first, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, where we're at with crypto, I mean, things are looking good. Should we? I don't know. What do we want to go to next?
Oh, right. Let's look at the prices a little bit. Let's look at the prices of Bitcoin and stuff. Where are we at right now? Not bad. I gotta delete my what's called my bookmarks and re-download them again as like on dark mode. Because I get pissed off sometimes on my laptop. I go on there and it's just like this white screen that just hits me when it's like, oh
yeah, I hate when that happens. But the last 60-day cycle low is basically confirmed now. In a lot of the groups, including the Take Profits course, the Q3 Crypto Mindset course, and the Citadel, we talked about the cycle low being confirmed here, or I would say 80% confirmed here as of the last 2 days, when we were kind of coming down here and testing that 20-day moving average. And now the next 2 days after that, we've been jumping up here. And so now it's just a matter of time before you hit new all-time highs here at 123 and some change.
Hit the like button, you guys. Nowhere else do we go from Bitcoin all-time highs to WNBA stories and back.
And dildos, yes.
Prop bets. Yes.
Next topic, Uranus. Yes, that's a coin. No. So I mean, right now Bitcoin's going to 122 already on the day. I think this is a pretty aggressive move, right, by Bitcoin on the beginning of the Monday candle, technically, right? So we're on Sunday night here in the US, but it is beginning of the Monday candle, and so it's touching that 2 standard deviation area. Which, how do you know if Monday's candle here is going to be bullish or bearish? I mean, right now it started at 119,500. It's at $2,000 higher than that, right? And if it's going to have a bad day, it's going to come and close below these 2 standard deviation Bollinger Bands. But if it closes above $120,000, in my opinion, that basically tells us we're gonna pop here because we have one day above 119, another day above 120. Then the next day, new all-time highs, possibly Tuesday or Wednesday. And so, yeah, it's looking good. Now, the other scenario on the Monday candle, because that would be a weak Monday candle, but still good enough to push us into new highs in the first 3 days of the week. But if we get the opposite, well, not the opposite, but something a little bit better, where Bitcoin can come as high as this 3 standard deviation away from its 20-day moving average, which is the red line here. It could get as high as 125,000 within the day. I would say within the next 21 hours, that's probably the highest I see Bitcoin's price going. But that basically tells us either sometime in the next 21 hours or until Wednesday, that's where you see Bitcoin hit a new all-time high. And once we hit a new all-time high, then the 60-day cycle low is 100%, 110% confirmed, which is mathematical. 100%, right? 110%. But anyways, day 8 here is where we're on now. If we're going to have like a mildly left translated cycle, like on day 20, that would still mean that we go up for about 2 weeks, right? And we're talking about, M2 money supply right now. I mean, if we kind of zoom out and look at that a little bit.
You always talk about M2, but don't you think M3 and M1 feels kind of
they feel left out?
Left out?
Yeah, the what do you call it? The institutions. Yeah. But that's the funny thing about the other ones is they're less transparent.
You guys, if you think I'm funny, it's not easy.
Dad jokes.
I want me gun more powerful as time has gone on. Wait, which one that? You try to cricket me, motherfucker. How about this one for you?
Which one? Oh, yeah.
Oh, Kyle, I think these aren't working.
Yeah.
That's what we can't hear. Yeah.
But anyways, so I mean, if you look at the trajectory here of what we have on the M2 money supply with the 80-day offset, we're pretty much into this good move here. Maybe we chill off a little bit and then we keep going. But basically here into that mid to late September period is where the trend is going mostly up. So that's good. And then, like you said, the speculation into rate cuts as well. So that tells us it's more than likely to be a rate translated cycle, which would be a high past September 2nd. And then if we get a high past September 2nd, a new all-time high on Bitcoin, then that usually lands us on average somewhere between day 45, which is the exact day of the rate cuts, to day 55, which is about 10 days later, right? The September 27th. So the very end of the month. So that's where we expect probably the most aggressive profit-taking opportunities for everything that people are buying now.
Well,
right?
I couldn't hear that. What?
For everything that people are buying now, a very good time to take profits may be that 10-day window.
I don't take profits, Charlie. I take snapshots.
Yeah.
Then we said we want to make a financial app where it's called Snapshots. Every time you get snapshots, it takes profit.
Oh yeah, we did say that. That's actually a fucking genius.
It's
idea.
a genius idea. I'm telling you.
Where's it?
20th Century Fox.
I was gonna do the wow, but I'm not as used to your song. Oh, okay.
Oh well, that one's pretty good.
That's for now.
There you go.
There you go. But okay, so that's the opportunity that we have here. And then the question is, like, how high could we go? I said on the weekly, right, we have no resistance until about 130,000. Now, that's just on the weekly chart. If we go here to the golden ratio multiplier and we look at basically where could we go to right now in Bitcoin's price that would not be overly speculative, right? The 350-day moving average has been the main support area of this entire bull market. Your mild local highs have been around this green line, and your which is the 1.618 of the 350, and then the 2 times of the 350 is your higher macro peaks, which we got here with that big peak that went down for a long time afterwards on March of 2024. So what that's telling us is, as of today, if Bitcoin were to go as crazy as it wanted to, it's basically right now fair value right between those two. But if it went crazy, the lower end that price would go to is about 145,600, and the higher end price could go to is 180, and that would be like more like a blow off top. So if you're going to be like, this is the end of the 4-year cycle in September or October, you better be seeing Bitcoin hit that red line. If Bitcoin only hits this green line going into this current end of 60-day cycle in end of September, then that's what, in my opinion, tells us cycle's not over by any means. So that's, I think, a really simple piece of data that people can look at here in about 2 months' time, or a little less, maybe about 45 days. And if they see that Bitcoin only hits this green line or a little bit above there, not quite at the red line, then I think we have more cycle to go. But where would that be in about 2 months? I think it's going up about 10,000 a month. So in the end of the next 60-day cycle, the green one would be about $165,000 Bitcoin. So we could hit $165,000 Bitcoin without having a macro top. For the macro top, we'd have to hit 200,000 by September, October, which I don't think that's happening, bro.
So you're saying every month, 10,000, the line goes higher.
Yeah, on average.
On average and stuff. So it basically means the price can go higher before it hits that kind of like topping signal.
So if the Bitcoin's on average going up 5,000 a month, it can continue into next year much easier than if it's going up like 10, 15,000 a month. Then it's going to get closer to a blow off top, highly more speculative.
Very nice.
So
Very
simple data, not too difficult. Very good, I think, information for kind of how we're going into the end of the current 60-day cycle. So people kind of have like a realistic way to frame this, because I think when you're newer in crypto, or it's your first full cycle, or sometimes you take vacation for a bit, you're not paying attention. It is, when you come back to the market, you're like, it is easy to kind of fall for some of the narratives that people are trying to put out there to throw people off.
You're only human. You're going, especially if it's your first cycle. I mean, like some of the stuff they're saying sounds like it makes sense.
Yeah.
Right. But it takes a while. Now, look, every cycle is a little different.
Mm-hmm.
Right. But this cycle is very special because this is the first cycle where we really connect. Essentially, we become like sort of the 11th sector or the 13th sector of the S&P 500, basically, right? We have now, and we have all the major players. Jamie Dimon went from anyone in my company that trades Bitcoin is fired, and basically anyone who buys crypto is a fucking idiot,
including his daughter.
And then his daughter comes out like, "Dad, I bought Bitcoin." I'm sorry. To now, he's like,
well, yeah, you're
to now what JP Morgan's done is like, you may now buy crypto with credit cards.
Yep. And they're going to come out with a JP Morgan stablecoin too.
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah.
Was it Circle 2.0?
Well, it was also Harvard that in 2019, they'd bought, like Harvard, Stanford, and Yale had bought a lot for their endowment of Bitcoin. And then they also at the same time, just to kind of FUD it, had said Bitcoin will go down to 100 before it goes to 100,000. And then just recently, after it's gone well past 100,000, they bought 110 or 116 million dollars worth of I think ARK Invest ETFs.
Interesting. Yeah.
And so
Kathy Woods, right?
Yeah. So they bought higher, right? But
see, we don't hate women here.
Kathy Woods is great.
Yeah, she's awesome. She really is.
Yeah. But so it's one of these things where it's like, it's just sweet to see that this stuff is playing out as expected. But it is like timing wise, this cycle, there's been two patterns. Things speed up and go way too quick or sooner than what we expect.
Yeah.
Or they lag out way longer than what we expect. And there's no in between.
And there's obvious manipulation from Wall Street. I mean, there's no way around it. Like, let's just be honest. But it's benefited the Bitcoin ecosystem tremendously. And basically, it's sort of like the Bitcoin favoritism, which is great. I don't mind that. It's fine, right? Bitcoin favoritism has been incredible. But underneath all that, there has been a lot of structural sort of, like, I would call it like the roads, the roads, bridges, and basically all the infrastructure that we need to actually allow capital to not just form, but to go into crypto, as well as like the working group coming out with basically working proposals to actually how to run a legal business within the United States. Like me and Charlie, we have a crypto education business, right? But if you would have some sort of other type of business of crypto, ask Uniswap how much trouble they've been in for a long time.
I think Jesse Powell from Kraken's asked the SEC for a $30 million refund because they got fucking hosed, right?
It's crazy. I mean, basically, you either have an exchange, which is still very difficult to do, but you can't have an exchange legally. All right, education. And possibly maybe trading services. It's almost like we have like this. Like if I created a deck screener,
anything that's information based,
or kind of shovels and pickaxes,
right?
Sort of stuff,
right?
But when it comes to like the main, like, hey, I'm nitty gritty, I'm trying to make a cryptocurrency.
Anything that's a broker or a stable coin, like those types of things, anywhere where money's actually exchanged.
Right.
They're like, oh, okay, weird shit can happen here.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now the viewership is high.
We're breaking into new all-time highs. What do you fucking expect?
Yeah, we're almost got 400 live viewers right now on YouTube.
Hell yeah. There's a comment in here. I think it was from the Bankai guy at the very top
Bankai.
right there. Yeah. He says, "Thank God for the Takes Profits course. You're goddamn right." But yeah,
goddamn right.
Go back to the chart because I'm going to pull something else up here for a second. But yeah, so that's where we're going here on the 60-day cycle. Now, when in doubt, zoom out, and we're not really that much in doubt, but it's good to always zoom out and kind of see where you're at. So the other thing to look at here, so this is the daily, right? We go to the weekly here on Bitcoin, and like I said, we're looking pretty bullish. Turn on the Bollinger Bands, you got plenty of headspace here for Bitcoin to go up. At least to 130,000 within this week is very possible, if not likely, in my opinion. And you turn on the buy-sell signals on the CC algo, and your buy signal is dominant from the week of June 30th. That sounds like a familiar date to me. I think there was something with Q3 crypto mindset course that came around that date. I don't remember exactly.
My memory's lapsed in here a little bit.
Yeah, it's something like this.
You buy this for $39.99. Guess what, folks? You take the L away. You put a W there, baby. You're a winner, man. You're the real deal. You're picking up chicks. Let me tell you something. You buy this set at $39.99, baby. You're the cock of the walk, man. You walk into the bar and you just find the hottest chick and you go, you, me. Guess what? She says, why would I go out with you? Because I bought the deal on Wild West Deals for $39.99. That's why. She says, can I go home with you? That's how simple it is. That's how it works. That's what this set brings to the table. Because you know what she sees? She sees a man who knows what he wants. She sees a man who says, good deals don't get by me, baby. I move. I act quick. I act now. I go to wildwestdeals.com. Boom. That's why you're hanging with chicks all night long. That's why you got guys like Michael Jordan calling you, wanting to hang out with you, baby, because you bought it for $39.99.
Right.
I mean, we almost not to brag too much, but we almost perfectly timed this crypto mindset course, not only to enroll with the course,
right,
to get into coins at the beginning of the webinar series, to take profits. Pretty much, if you take profits during the entire Take Profit course webinar series, you had a chance to basically cultivate crypto and then have prices fall a little bit here into this zone here.
And we still have bonus flash webinars coming up.
Yep.
For the take profits.
Oh yeah, we have some good ones. And we basically said, hey, this is the bottom of the 60-day cycle. We're coming back up again. Boom. So we're timing this, very good. And then when did me and your first stream happen? Wednesday, Thursday last week.
Yep.
That was once we pretty much got confirmation, as much confirmation as you need to bet heavily on the cycle, the 60-day cycle. That's where the 60-day cycle got, what do you call it?
Charlie, are you saying that we timed us going back on YouTube?
I think we timed it perfectly. I don't know. But hey, there's this meme going around in the Q3, Q4, or Q3 Crypto Mindset course and Take Profits course, right? About I think it was like from August of 21. It's like, people, they say you can't time cycles, but I can.
But I can, yeah.
Or something like that.
Well, you can, I can.
Right, something like that, right? Oh, I thought that was
they
hilarious.
caught you in the perfect iron stance.
Dude, it was so
hilarious.
Terrible,
it's such a good meme.
Yeah, the meme's hilarious. But yeah, no, it's one of these things where it's like, we got this one very good. And it's good to see. But anyway, so here's the buy signal. And then this sell setup basically is holding as support. And so what we said on this week within the course was anytime we're below this price, which wasn't very long, it was only the beginning of that next week for a bit, which was around that $112,000 to $114,000 Bitcoin. That's where you can get some really good discounts. And that's a little bit of a risk, but if you take it and it comes up and holds at a support, then that's going to be the 60-day cycle low. And so looks what's happened. That's exactly what's playing out. So the weekly is looking really nice. RSI on the weekly, just to kind of cut out this bearish divergence, because you have the high on price here and a higher high, but you have a high here on RSI and a lower high. You just need RSI to break above this previous high first. which would be 70. And then if it can get close to this area of like 80 by the end of the 60-day cycle, that would actually be a very good area to consider taking profits as well. But the other thing here, let's go to the weekly, or sorry, the monthly. We'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 months in a row. It looks like of green here. Probably going to end up with 6, I think.
Sheesh.
So if you look at this cycle, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7. I think this was the longest, most consecutive green candles on the monthly for Bitcoin in Bitcoin's history.
And that's when what years?
This was in 23 to beginning of 24.
Yeah, that was a nice little run.
That was a great run.
And that is normally what we get in a post bottom. That 23-year acted Ethereum more or less. Ethereum classically always lags a little behind Bitcoin, but everything moved pretty in tandem how we thought.
Yep.
24 is where we got a little like weird.
Right. And then the end of last year, we got about 4 months of green, but not consecutive. We had 1 red there. And then we've had about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 now in a row. If we get a good another 20 days here, and then I think 7 for September at least. So that'll kind of be equal to this one here, which is the most amount of green candles we've ever had in a row in Bitcoin's price. So 1 or 2 months drop from there in October, November wouldn't surprise me. But like I said before, I don't think that's the top of the cycle. So just keep that in mind. But yeah, Bitcoin's looking very, very good here on all those higher time frames. But the star out here these days,
the star of my eyes, is this the
Ethereum?
Woo,
look at that dip and recovery. Ooh, baby,
good googly moogly. So I did a little joke yesterday. Like there's a Pokemon reference. I was like, when that drop happened, I went ring, 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 Myron. Bye. I called ring, 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 Justin.
Yep.
And they bought right there. Like the same thing, we call Fresh. Obviously, Charlie already knew. And we were like,
telling Gary GG33, but he says crypto's crashing 26. I ain't buying that shit. No, I'm joking.
I bought there too as well. I was like, well, I wasn't going to buy any more Ethereum, but $1,400? I'm sorry. I can't say no.
Yeah. Discount.
And so some guys were able, it wicked a little lower, but like I caught it 14 and some change and 1,500 as well. And it was like, it's under $2,000, So I was like, you have to. You look like a genius if you did, but during the time,
people were freaking out.
Out. It's going back to 700. It's going back to 700.
The people that, or the meme that I saw that like kind of did it for me, I'm like, oh shit, we're at the lows, was one of the guys had said something like, you're an idiot if you've bought Ethereum this entire cycle. Like you're an idiot thinking it will ever recover and do anything again. And it was just like the doomsday scenario for all ETH. And I'm like, this is good. This is a good time to buy. So no, it's been a very good run.
Justified misogyny. I bought Ethereum with my tax refund. Yeah, that was a nice investment, sir.
Beautiful.
Well,
here's the thing, right? So now we're going past this 0.786 retracement level, which is we hit it once, twice, 3 times here, 4th time's the charm, right? We break through. The first Fibonacci level is about 73, 7,400. Doesn't have to go directly to there, but that's the direction Ethereum wants to go over the rest of this cycle, right? But at least over the next 2 months, maybe makes it to 5,000-6,000 here. Let's do a little game here. So Bitcoin going to, what did we say? Let's say $155,000 Bitcoin from current price.
Was that a 3 trillion market cap? Yeah, right?
Yeah, actually. Yep. So 27% gain. For Ethereum, that might equate to, let's say a 40 to 45%. Let's give it a 45% gain. Ooh, baby. That sounds about right. 6,200, a little bit more than 6,000. And then, stuff like Pulse X here, coming up here to previous all-time highs. So, and hell, even Illuvium trying to do something. Illuvium here actually has some bullish divergence, believe it or not.
Charlie, stop. Let dead dogs lie.
True. I this is only for anybody who's still holding something, right? Like just like a little bit, right? So like you have the RSI slightly up here from low to low, and then price down low to low. That's bullish divergence on the weekly, which is trying to get it back up here to about $40 or so.
What was the all-time? Did it go below $10?
It went to just barely below it, like 9.16.
Yeah.
Yep. So yeah,
Moving to 4K. All right, calm down. I always saying, I always like when people say like, "Well, you think Illuvium go to $1,000?" I love saying some ridiculous number, like 30. Like I remember people telling me, like, "You think sales gonna go to like $1,000?"
Yeah.
I was like, "No, 34,000. 34,000."
But yeah, so this is all realistic here within the next couple of months. Hell, if we were to take, let's say, June to now, right, from this low here, if we were to just do a little copy paste action here, which one is that? I think it's, where the fuck is that? Oh, it's right here. And let's just say we do this again. I mean, that hits, if we did what we did the last couple of months here, and we did that in the next couple of months, then we hit that 0.786 at 7,400, 7,300. So, I mean, it's not unrealistic. It's not impossible.
Yeah. There was a number I told guys in the cash out course that I'm not going to say here. Sorry. But there's a number. You guys know what it is.
No soup for you.
It has 3 zeros at the end. But I'm not saying the first number.
Yeah. Let's get it. Somebody says I don't want to fade Illuvium. Man, you probably should.
No. Look, this is what I told people.
Don't fade
divest,
yeah.
Right? Divest if you wanted to, right? But I always keep a moon bag.
Oh yeah.
And I kept like a 30% moon bag. I'm fine. And I had some long terms because I was yield farming it through the bear market when you could yield farm it.
Exactly.
So I have bags. So it's like I use that capital. I put it into the Hex ecosystem.
Yep.
I've made some good money.
Exactly.
Happy.
Yeah,
So
just
happy.
rotate.
Yeah, it's rotate. It's okay.
And I mean, yeah. So, anyways, this is where Ethereum's going. If we go to two last charts here that are important macro wise for crypto, is your total 3. So this is your altcoin market cap chart. So now we did get the weekly close here. We are expanding Bollinger Bands to the upside. CC Algo says you get past the final boss here of this sell signal, which is 1.07 trillion. So let's just say 1.1 trillion. If we get that weekly close the next 2 weeks, this next 1 week, and then the week after that, that right there is the beginning of your alt season, technically speaking. So that would be a breakout there on your alt season. Now, again, we're only looking into maybe October here. So it's 1 60-day cycle. It's not the best of alt seasons, but things can go crazy in that time because we are going to be hitting new all-time highs with that. Let's see here. If we go back, so you can kind of see how this has progressed here, just building on itself. But if we were to go onto the altcoins, right, this is looking good. It's broken past its 0.786 as well. And so if it were to go up to its 1.618, oh, that's easily possible. If Ethereum can get to 40% gain or something, you know, total altcoin market cap getting a 55% gain to go to 1.66 trillion would be very, very possible. And that would mean most of your alts do several X's. I would say on average, anywhere between a 2X to a 5X for most of them. But I mean, you could go crazier for some, right? Especially like lower caps and stuff like that. But that's looking pretty good. And then the last but not least is your Bitcoin dominance. Trying its hardest to break it down below its 50-week moving average. So you see whenever Bitcoin dominance goes down like we got here, right, that's where you get the craziest of alt seasons.
So can you explain this chart for people? So it's saying, so like red means bad for Bitcoin, right?
No. Red means good for everything.
No, this is no. I'm a fucking Bitcoin maxi, Charlie. You need no. All right.
Okay, Max.
This is a horror chart, by the way. This chart hurts my soul. When can we go back up there?
To 95%?
Yes.
Never. Unfortunate, right?
We're in the same room, dog.
Max Kaiser, you know, he wants it to go back there, but it just ain't happening. So this was your very first crazy ass alt season in 2017, right? Where Bitcoin dominance, meaning how much Bitcoin's market cap takes up the entire crypto market cap, was 95% plus for the majority of the early history. Then it went down here all the way to 35%. That's why 2017 was so freaking glorious. Glorious, we say.
Incredible.
Right? Last cycle, we had pumped up here on a pump fake to 72% dominance, and then we crashed down to that 40% dominance, so a little higher. Then this cycle has been this is why it's been lazy, because the altcoins haven't been as, retail hasn't been as evolved. So that's allowed Bitcoin dominance to just kind of slowly snake up here. And it's only hit that 50-week moving average here. I mean, basically you see here, it goes below 50-week moving average all season, above 50-week moving average, no alt season, below 50-week moving average all season, above 50-week moving average, no alt season. And look at where we're at now, right? So zooming in here a little closer. This is a weekly chart. So we tried to go below it here. We faked everybody out at the end of last year. Now we had our first weekly close below here since then. And so if we hold multiple weeks below this 50-week moving average, we open up our trusty Bollinger Bands. What that will do then is, if you can kind of stay between the 2 standard and this 50-week moving average, and you kind of just start pushing that down a bit over the next few weeks, that will also be a good sign for alt season. The harder it goes down, the stronger the alt season is. And when Ethereum breaks to new all-time highs, right, it should outpace Bitcoin significantly. And that's what will jumpstart that. So, I mean, everything's looking good. I know there are people in a little place called Philadelphia.
Oh,
that already know a lot of this information. Same with the people of the Crypto Mindset course for Q3 and the Take Profits course. But what do you say about the citizens of Philadelphia? There's 550 plus Moongangers in there.
Yeah, 550 plus Moongangers in there. So one thing someone asked earlier, Miguel, Charlie, drop these dope ass memes, dog. Where can I get them? Well, I do a weekly meme drop. Here's a cool thing about Telegram is when I drop these videos it's a Telegram group, the Citadel.
Yep.
You're able to download lots of videos. So we are consistently sharing memes after memes. Some memes I can't even post on here, like bomb 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 Iran, bomb bomb you come bomb Iran. Can't even post these memes on here because you get in trouble. But in Philadelphia, you can do anything you want. Mm-hmm. It is the #1 place to talk about cryptocurrency. We're able to, we have unrecorded AMAs, recorded AMAs, flash webinars. Every month that you're in the Crypto Mindset Citadel, you get $50 off the Crypto Mindset course for every month that you renew in the Citadel, which is really cool. We've had guys in there for a whole year that have been able to get a $600 discount on the Crypto Mindset course. And we give you this discount as a thank you for people who have been loyal with us over the years. It is like really our most active chat that we have in the space. We find a lot of gems in there. There's a lot there. Yeah. We have it is a hive mind of cesspool, some say, of degeneracy, memes, news, coin picks, everything in between. But it's a great place. I've always recommended for people. Like one of the reasons that like me and Charlie had the idea to make this is because like this is something that happened in my personal life. I could not find a single person in my life that wanted to talk finance and crypto with me.
Yep.
I couldn't do it. Sometimes this happens. Sometimes you're lucky and you have a bunch of you have really great friends. Everyone's into crypto or something. That's awesome. But for the majority of people on planet Earth, you're the odd one out.
Yeah.
And this is a place where you can build that network. I mean, sometimes you just dealt with shitty cards. You got to play them, but doesn't mean you have to give up on your dreams. And I know people who've jumped in the Citadel have turned their lives around in there because everyone in there is working hard, maximizing hours, maximizing income in order to be able to, like, if you don't know how to DCA, by the time you're a year in the Citadel, you're a master.
Yeah. Well, and you have to use it properly, right?
Yes.
So you're in a group. What should you do? You should ask questions. You should be active. You should, take information people are giving, do a little bit of extra research on it, bring something back to the table for the group, do all this stuff. The more active you are, the more you kind of interact with the group, the more that you'll get out of it. It's the people who just sit as a fly on the wall and say, they didn't tell me to buy exactly on the hour of the day day, right? So I'm getting screwed. This is not what I want, right? So it's like you got to take advantage of that information. There's several multimillionaires in there who they don't really tell people that their net worth, right? A lot of people you can kind of tell by what coins they're maybe investing in and stuff like that sometimes. But generally, people are open to talking about different things, but you have to ask people the right questions. It's like, you interact properly and you'll get a lot out of it. So, yeah, if you come over here to cultivatecrypto.com/shop, jump into the Citadel. It pays to be in the Citadel.
Right. And we've had guys like Cesar Gomez. I'm the only one in my family talking about crypto. That's why I joined the CMC.
Yep.
This is exactly right. And this is why people will remember your name.
That's true.
Definitely, man. Shout out to the Citadel gang and stuff like that. We're going to be dropping. We always invite. So we have the crypto mindset course, right?
Yep.
But we have a couple guests coming on very soon.
Mm-hmm.
The Citadel might be invited.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah, we'll see. No, probably.
Charlie likes to fucking make them beg.
No. What do you call it? It's one of those things where it's like, got to give the Citadel some props sometimes, but also, right, like people in the course, right? They got in the course for a reason, which is good. Right.
And this positive reinforcements, like Citadel kept me bullish during this kangaroo market because it has been a tough. And for people who don't know what a kangaroo market is, right? A bull market means prices are steadily going up.
Mm-hmm.
Bear market means prices are just crashing down. And the worst of all, crab, is prices are doing nothing.
Sideways.
The most sideways. A kangaroo market is usually prices going up and down within the same band of like the same band. They just keep
but
going
within an up and down, like a higher lows or lower highs.
Correct.
Like
it's kind of like going up a hill with a small grade.
Right.
Yeah. So it's like it's going up slowly up, but it keeps going up and down the oscillation. So it just doesn't make people feel very good. But if you look over the long period of time, you are making money.
Right.
Yeah. But it is a lot more like it actually. Kangaroo markets lead themselves very well into like cultivating crypto, which is being able to take some profit, not sell everything, take some profits to the top, and being able to reinvest back into the coins you like.
Yeah.
You're able to build up that portfolio of coins.
Oh, yeah.
At the end of the day, you want as many coins as possible for when those high prices hit. You have a lot of money to make.
Yeah, they might say cultivate crypto and dollar cost crypto-ing is the way, but hey, people got to learn.
You got to ladder in, ladder out.
That's right. So okay, which coin or coins within the next 40 to 50 days are you like, I'm really liking this one, or the setup is really good? Like, what do you kind of and maybe due to either news or just the chart setup or the fundamentals, whatever it is, like what are some of the things that you're excited about for specific coins this rest of this quarter?
Well, obviously before I was dollar cost crypto, I was a man called Hex Jesus.
I thought you were gonna go Litecoin Moses. You scared
me. Actually, Litecoin
Moses. Me for a second.
Fourth quarter dog. Litecoin's a fourth quarter team.
Mm-hmm.
But we are going. It's gonna be. I think we're gonna be in a bullish, possibly month and a half on the Pulse Chain ecosystem. There's going to be a big advertisement push that happens in the next few weeks.
Yep.
And the overall ecosystem has been moving in the right direction. We've had a really good move in Pulse Chain, PulseX, Ink Token, EX, PHEX, and knock on the table. It looks like the systems. I mean, basically, we finally have kind of bottomed out on the ecosystem, and it's finally starting to trend upwards.
I mean, if we look at the PulseX chart here, I think you can take that comment off the screen.
Oh, I just so up. Oh my bad.
But yeah, if you're looking at this, like this downtrend that it had here on the weekly chart, right, is starting to break out. We broke above this previous high. So the next like level here is if it gets above 4 zeros and a 5.3, which how much of a gain is where we're at now, if it just moves up another 40%, right, which could happen over the course of a couple of weeks here. Then that's pretty much confirmation of the breakout, and then it can go towards the these other previous highs, which would be a 50% gain, 150% gain, up to a 250% gain, which is about a 3.5x from current prices within the quarter or within the next 60-day cycle is very, very possible.
Right.
So
very bullish on the ecosystem right now. Obviously, during the course, I was recommending people buying, much lower on the chart.
Yeah, I think if we were to go to where we started the course enrollment, or the enrollment was at the bottom, and then the beginning of the Crypto Mindset course was.
You mean during the time where we're YouTubing the absolute most and giving away the most information possible, killing ourselves?
Look at that. You can finish the sentence. we were doing what? Unfortunate. So.
But the ecosystem there's still room to move. There's if you're in the Citadel, you're gonna get the sauce. If you're in the Crypto Mindset course, you're gonna get the sauce. But there's certain coins I believe that are still great value if you're trying to be a little more in the risk zone within Pulse Chain.
Mm-hmm.
But the overall, I think PulseX is a great buy right now. PGC is still a really good buy right now.
Yep.
EHEX or PHEX, I recommend buying both, but like obviously heavier on the PHEX side, of course.
Mm-hmm.
But great ecosystem. I think it's going to finally get a move, and it always surprises people. It's usually either first in the pump or last in the pump. How it usually works out, which is really good.
Yeah, I think that in terms of layer ones, the areas that I think will have the best quarters or the best rest of this quarter, the best 60-day cycle, will be Ethereum, Solana, and Sui. The reason being Ethereum, because it's finally breaking out above that 0.786 level, going to new all-time highs. That's just going to be the main narrative. And then Solana, I think, is going to get some good movement from that as well. The question is, like, where does it get a lot of resistance, like below $300? Because if it doesn't slow down too much in the $200 to $300 range, it could finally break out, trying to go to $400, I think, is what it's going to try to do. Excuse me. Maybe even a little higher.
For Sol?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then what do you call it? Then you have Sui, which I think is going to try to go towards about $10, maybe more, maybe 10 to $12.
So kind of a 2x off its all-time high, kind of, sort of like
yeah, about a 2 to 3x from current price, or maybe a little bit more. But yeah, I would say if your layer one is getting about a 2 to 4x within the current 60-day cycle, I would say it's doing very, very good. It's just basically outpacing Ethereum is what is a good result overall. But yeah, the more X's, the merrier, of course. But I think Sonic probably has more of its time once we get it closer to like December, January. And same with, Pulse Chain probably will get way more, because by that point it'll go towards all-time highs if the cycle extends in terms of where the high is, not the actual cycle itself. Then I think, we can get some of those lower cap things, because it's kind of like Bitcoin hits new all-time highs. It kind of has to get used to that. Ethereum hits new all-time highs. We kind of have to get used to that. And then it's like, then after that, right, then it's like altcoins are like, hold my beer. And then that's when they go crazy.
Altcoins, hold my beer. Yeah. which is true. Yeah. And then obviously this cycle, in terms of like meme cycles, or like, because when people, this cycle has been a lot more heavier towards memes, obviously. So it is very based off of it. Is Solana memes going crazy? Then other memes are going crazy. Right?
Yeah. And that's right. The only sub ecosystems are Ethereum and Solana.
Yeah.
Right. Bitcoin sub ecosystem coins not really doing shit.
Articles.
Yeah, exactly. Right. And then Sonic, because it forked, right, it doesn't have the same pedigree as what it had last cycle with fans, so it kind of has to rebuild that.
Yeah.
Sui sub ecosystem coins, kind of very low liquidity, so you got to be careful which ones you bet on. We talked about that in the crypto mindset course. Same with Pulse Chain, you got to be very careful what you put your money in that ecosystem. If you stick to the Richard Hart tickers, you're generally doing great. But
we will tell you the safer ones on Pulse Chain, but you have to be careful with the new ones because they're big cash grabs.
Yeah, it seems
all chains have cash. It's all
of course,
cash grabs. It's always cash grabs. But
yeah, and like each ecosystem has its select few winners, and then there's speculative things in the short term on top of that. But then it has a ton of losers, right? And that's like crypto right now, because there's not as much retail. Right, people are being much more choosy with what they put their money into, and so the win, like if you've seen a coin that's already been winning, right, this cycle, especially like the last 6 to 9 months or 1 year, then those are the things you want to bet heavier on, because they're likely to continue, right? Unfortunately, Ripple's even in that bag, so
yeah, it's kind of like if they're already. And then also too, like if the one thing that gives like a coin a little bit of staying power as well is if a meme coin reaches $1 billion. There's a lot of money backing that coin because it takes a lot of money to back a coin into like the $1 billion sort of like zone and stuff. There's very few. There's a few, but there's not as many as you would think.
Yeah, Tom Lee pump my bags.
Yes, Tom Lee pump my bags, exactly. But one thing, this is something that's going to happen. It could happen anywhere between October to the next crypto mindset course. In the middle of it is we're going to get the launch probably of the Dogecoin ETF.
Yep,
and actually a plethora of ETFs.
So Dogecoin, I could look it up later on Bloomberg, but I know Dogecoin, Solana staking, which has already kind of been applied for.
That's pretty big. Yeah.
Yep, because Ethereum staking is already is going to be there as well. Then what do you got? You got your Dogecoin, your Litecoin, your Ripple.
Which one, Litecoin? Huh?
Litecoin, probably, yeah. But basically, kind of all these old coins that would be talked about on CNBC. They're basically the old crews getting put in, and then it's like Sui. I think has like a 60% chance, and then
is that like a basket or a
no?
Part of like
as itself,
of itself,
yeah.
Really?
That, but only 60% chance. So that's better than most.
Because there's kind of a weird I think we talked about this in the course a little bit, but like there's kind of like this. There's like this. Okay, so people who weren't around for 2017, there was something called the Coinbase effect, which was
right.
Because so far, right? What ETFs do we have right now? Bitcoin, Ethereum, Mom, Dad.
Mm.
And when Bitcoin got it as an ETF,
Sun,
of course,
sun and the moon.
Yeah. Sun and the moon. Sun and the moon. Exactly.
Or Earth and the moon.
Earth and the moon. It doesn't matter.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yin and yang, right?
Yeah.
Venus
and Uranus.
What?
Venus and Uranus.
Oh, well.
Venus, Mars, and Uranus. It's the. No, I'm not even going to go there.
All right. Anyways,
all
as
coins,
I digress,
all coins. I swear.
As I plow forward, there was this entire time where basically there was very few limited coins on Coinbase. So anytime a coin got listed, it got a massive amount of volume, huge price bump, and it was like the Coinbase effect, or basically like the Coinbase listing, right? So the same thing is sort of happening with these ETFs. Is there's going to be probably a very massive pump to these ETFs. It could be not just because it's just because of the adding of the ETF. You'll retail
the rumor itself. Well, not the rumor, but the it's the same as Bitcoin had, right? So Bitcoin going into its ETF, it had three big landmark events. One, the application for the ETF, because that was kind of like, oh, BlackRock's actually bullish on Bitcoin, right? Then it was the judge basically telling the SEC, go fuck yourself because you can't hold this back anymore. And then it was October of 2023 when then like all the legal stuff was lifted.
Yeah.
And so then it was just they were like, okay, you guys can list it anytime in the next 3 months. And they waited until January. So that 3 months from October to January was high speculation. And then you got a dip. And then after the speculation, you actually had inflows. And then the inflows pushed up the price as well. So I think what you're going to see with the altcoins like you're describing here, right, is that you get first the bullishness into the actual news event.
Which will be a slight pump, but like it's sort of like not enough people because it's like, oh, okay, we'll see if it happens. And then with this ETF, it's essentially official stamp.
Right.
Because like, holy crap. And that's why those first original ETF, the single like coin ETFs are going to be so important. Doge, Litecoin, XRP. XRP is going to get one. Solana. These are the big four essentially that are going to get
Chainlink has a good chance actually.
Chainlink, but I think it's in the back of the queue a little bit.
Yeah, probably more like a basket.
Right, but because these are the big four that are Solana, XRP, Litecoin, Doge. These are the big four single ETFs that are going to happen. That could happen in this year, especially towards the end of the year. When they do happen, it's sort of like an official stamp. These are safe to buy because I could buy it on my 401k because you can now.
Yeah,
and you could buy it. You could buy it on Robinhood and everything else like that. They're going to get a lot of volume from just retail, VCs, and everything like that on this side. Then I think what's going to happen is I think the retail purchases or like the actual sales of the ETF itself are going to be lackluster,
right?
Except for possibly the Solana one with because
if you actually, I think the Solana one's going to be pretty good,
with the staking, because it's shown that like the interest these investors they want if they're going to go into the alts they want to yield,
right?
So Ethereum, like when did the all Ethereum volume come in? As soon as they kind of pass it, okay, we're going to allow staking yield.
Yeah.
I mean, basically, it's like you turn on the freight train or the jet engines finally on Ethereum ETF purchases. Do you have the website right now that shows the inflows for Ethereum actually? Because yesterday was like I think I showed this on my show yesterday. Like Ethereum was like $480 million of inflows yesterday, and then Bitcoin was like 402. So they actually.
Yeah, can you pull it up?
Oh, I thought it was up. My bad.
That's all good.
So what are we at today? We're at 461 million.
Yeah,
not bad.
Not bad. Yeah, and I think if you look at it on a weekly basis, the lowest week here for Ethereum was the beginning of the month at 154 million.
Bless you.
Ooh. There we go. And yeah, this week so far, right, is 326 million. So yeah, I think once it gets back into the 1 to 2 billion, that's where price just gets going crazy.
Yeah, is it likely retail will have money to speculate on the 4-year cycle bull run? On the top, I think like if people love the FOMO,
they're going to be the top.
It's going to be the top, and this is why I mentioned this earlier. Why did JP Morgan out of nowhere allow you to use credit cards to buy crypto again? They're like, don't buy crypto with credit cards, you guys. But this is where some of the wealth transfers. This is the wealth transfer. It's going to happen. whether you want to believe it or not.
Welcome to the zero-sum game.
The zero-sum game, yeah. So the big two, but if we're talking about the meme cycle, right? What are the big two? XRP and Doge. Doge getting these ETFs already going to start a meme cycle. I think on Ethereum and on a lot of the meme coins, the Solana one's just going to like extend it. So it's sort of like, let's just say that it's going to, I think Litecoin's probably going to be, it's going to be then Doge and Litecoin. I think then probably XRP and then Solana probably, if I had to guess an order. It doesn't matter the orders, but like that's where I kind of think the order is going to be this time around.
You know what? Mike Novogratz is always last. Like not in terms of what he does, but in terms of like the sentiment of the cycle.
Yeah, yeah.
So he's the one that's going hard on Solana, right? With Galaxy Digital,
right?
And
Charlie's like, "Fuck his bag."
Well, no. At the very end, he's just going to be the loudest. I remember at the end of the 2017 cycle, he was shilling Wax. Should have known, bro. If only I would have known what I know now and what everybody in the crypto mindset course now knows. I should have known, but
that's right. Plow through forward towards Uranus.
Exactly. But so yeah, Mike Novogratz, once he's like so overly bullish on Solana and like, hey, the ETF, you got to stake now or you're going to be poor forever. You know, when you get that craziness and maybe he starts shilling some random Solana coin, whatever it is, right? When that happens, I'm like, damn, that could be close to the top sometime next Q1. So, yeah,
it's gonna be really incredible, you guys. Then I think after those big four, right? This is kind of what I believe is that we start entering baskets at that point, which are still important long term, but and it does give them a stamp a little bit, but it's a sort of thing like they're going to be probably they're going to be market cap weighted. So like the larger the coins, whatever is in the stacks, and get most of the money that you DCA in. So let's just say like I put $1 million into like this basket, and there's 10 coins in there. Number 10 might only get 5%.
Right.
Still nice, 50 grand. Hey, 50 grand out of that million I put in, but still, I mean, having those inflows is better than nothing. Yes, of course, absolutely. but I mean, we're going to talk about this in Citadel, you guys, all the time and stuff like that, and inside the crypto mindset course and the cash out course. But it is this whole sort of thing where like we're going to get a nice run up with all those kind of launches. And this is where I think a lot of the talk's going to happen. Like this is the top right here, which is true, which is like normally the normal thing. This is why profits are going to be taken. Profits are going to be taken.
I thought you said screenshots.
I was like, but then from there, as the price goes down, I think the market's going to start continuing up. We're going to find a good place to DCA at the very least. When anytime a top is made, you usually got to make an echo. Let's just say the top. Let's just humor this, Charlie. Let's say the top is during that whole little ETF mania, right? That's
which would line up a little better with what crypto people consider the 4-year cycle, even though they're technically wrong. Yeah,
you usually end up having a big dip down, right, and then a violent uptick again. It doesn't go as high, but it's a really nice profit take.
Like what do you call it? A revenge bounce.
A revenge bounce. I've made some good money on those revenge.
Oh,
I've made some very good money on those revenge.
I remember in beginning of 2018, February.
Yeah,
Bitcoin, because I'd only been paying attention for since May of 2017, right?
Right.
And so this was February of 2018, right? So the next year, and it was beginning of the bear market, and I got like $6,000 from like a tax return in Japan.
Yeah,
and Bitcoin dropped. Down to $6,000 in middle of February that year. And I was like, I've never seen Bitcoin this cheap, right? Which there's going to be a ton of people at a certain price that psychologically, but they think they've been in there for a long time. Like I was in there for 9 months. I'm like, yeah, I know crypto, hands down now. And I put that whole thing in there. It went to 12,000 within like 3 weeks. It was just that rebound was so strong, like you doubled your money. So from 6,000 to 12,000, but if you would have sold and then bought the end of the cycle at $3,000, you get 4 whole Bitcoin there. Those were the days.
Those are the days, man.
We thought we were late.
I know, right? I will say, like, I have gotten the chance to buy $3,000 Bitcoin. I mean, I guess the cheapest Bitcoin I ever bought was able to like DCA into was like, I think it was like $500.
Mm-hmm.
But in terms of like where I really knew what I was doing, $3,000 was like, that was the lowest. And I bought $15,000, $16,000, $17,000, $18,000 Bitcoin this last.
Oh yeah,
with 22 and very early 23. That was very nice.
Dude, that guy at the craps table last night, he was like, yeah, I bought $40,000 Bitcoin. You know, I'm an OG. I've been here a while. Like I was just laughing. It was pretty funny. He didn't say that exactly.
No, I didn't say it.
That was the tone. That was the tone.
Yeah.
Fun time.
But man's gonna do well.
I can't hate on him. I'm like, I was happy for the bro. I was like, yeah, bro, you got a good price. You know, but
yeah, this is the one we've said. I haven't said this in a course since maybe like maybe in the middle of 23, where like so I was we were talking about a lot during the the mega course and then the courses right afterwards about because we were getting lots of questions because we got a lot of people to buy $15,700 Ethereum, the absolute lows on those coins as well as the lows on Solana, everything else. And so there's a lot of talk about being the all-in guy. Remember how we would talk? We usually talk about this during the bottoms because this is when you have the most like gravitational pull towards talking about being one of these 4 caricatures we usually bring up during the webinars. And this is kind of a bottom course sort of thing. We don't talk about during the bull market because usually there's so many coins, it's almost impossible you become a maxi on one token.
Yeah.
But this does happen during the bottom when you're like, Miguel, I just back up the Brinks truck at 15 grand. Fuck yeah.
But it's going to 12K, Miguel.
Who cares? Like you bought a ton of Bitcoin. But then now so what happens is after a little pump, let's just say we started getting this around the time like Bitcoin hit $30,000, $45,000. And when you're all in on one coin and you're actually just in one coin, the moves scare you because it's so much capital of yours.
Right.
It's just like all like it will usually if your portfolio is split up into like 3 ecosystems, but you are heavier in one, but you're in 3 ecosystems. If the pressure isn't as large because you fuck up a little bit, you have the other 2 to kind of rebalance you, and then you can over time fix the side 2 as well.
Right.
But when you're just in one, if you're just in one coin, Bitcoin, and you fuck up selling like a decent price and then you don't buy the bottom correctly, you're like, oh my god, I just chopped myself.
Yeah.
This is where I like that guy buying at 40. He was telling us on the this is not to shit on him, but I just know the psychology of it. He's like, I have to be, I have to be careful here because like I have to buy within reason. So he's like, it's a 40. It's gonna break.
Oh yeah, I remember that part of the conversation.
Yeah. I was drunk, but not that drunk. But I just remember it because I know that like this is I always hear like I can hear it in the voice. It was just like, yeah, like I have all my money in this one coin. I've got to be sure. And 2, this money cost me so much to save.
Right. That's the thing.
That's the other thing.
Because, like, what do you call it? He said him and his group of friends at that point were as certain as they could be that Bitcoin was going to hit 100K, which we were as well. And we were and then he said he still didn't, take the mortgage out on his house.
Yeah.
He still didn't sell the kidney.
But he did say that. He did say he
considered it.
He's like, I wanted to buy at 15. I just couldn't pull the trigger.
Well, right.
And he said in some other words, but yeah.
Right. But not even that, like he didn't go all in.
Yes.
Right. He didn't go hard in the paint. And, he's married, so his wife wouldn't let him. Which was funny to always to hear.
I see this guy. I'm a tipping big, bro. There's no hate towards you, but it's a great teaching experience. Good teaching experience.
Right. And well, it's one of those things where it's like, he knew he should have gone in harder.
Yeah.
Right. And like he's just, I was trying to kind of tell him about the 4-year cycles and stuff like that, and like how to kind of buy into the next low really good and all that stuff. But we'll see. But yeah, it's like you said, it's better to have a strategy than none. But yeah, people like this would definitely benefit from the crypto mindset course.
No, sure. Definitely. And I told him, hey, bro, like, and I gave him some advice. Look, Clarence, Lachlan, listen. But the advice I told him, look, wherever you feel like, I was like, let's just say, like, I was like, I don't know what price is your average, but let's just say it is 40K. Okay, let's just say it's 40K. And I did tell him this. Once we get 150 and stuff, and you want to take some profits, do it aggressively. It can go higher. Yes, it can. Just put the money back in 27 in the beginning, first quarter.
Right.
That's where I told him we're like
you don't have to sell the top exactly to buy the bottom.
Exactly. No, exactly. I said we're expert, but I'm telling you I'm telling you the sauce here. Like you don't even have to buy the exact bottom. You're just buying close enough to the bottom in early 27. and then the rest of 27 is going to be pretty decent.
Yeah, you buy within 30% of the top and 30% of the bottom. You know, you got it.
You're good. And this is for a guy that's like, he's trying to lock in because you get to like, obviously, here's where the story. This is where it gets. Me, when somebody asks me, Miguel, when did you get in? 2016. I'm consistent. This is the truth. That's exactly the year. I have I'm not trying to OG myself.
We'll polygraph test this. Yeah, I don't know.
No, but it's the classic story. This is what I hear from her. It doesn't anytime I meet anyone at a party and stuff, they always said oh yeah, it's always 13. With the very least, that's sort of believable. But how many people were fucking 2013, 14, 15, whatever. But let's just say yes. Okay, fine. But he told me 16 in the beginning when I first talked to the guy.
Who?
The
dealer?
The dealer. Yeah, he told me 16 in the beginning. I was like, oh yeah, me too. Wow, same year. That's crazy. And then later on, he's like, yeah. Then his story sheet bought some in 13. I was like, all right. Yeah, I caught that. All right.
No, but really, I first got into it when I was playing Half-Life in 2008, Miguel.
All right, Lachlan.
You mean RG? No, what? No.
Yeah, but regardless of the thing, right? He could, if he does that, I told him 27. You can just DCA safely. Bitcoin's the easiest thing to buy in the world. And then he was like, even if you don't sell the top, right? You've got enough returns that you can just 2x whatever you made. Let's just say you only made 3x, which is horrible, but 4x actually, from 40,000 to 150. That's a 4x roughly. He buys the bottom, close enough. He'll get that easy 2x. Now instead of a 4, he's got an 8. And as the cycle continues on, it just keeps climbing.
Right, but that's compounded coins.
Yes.
And what do you call it?
What name is that? What's it
I don't know. Cultivate crypto.
Oh, like yeah.
But then the thing is people feel poor because they didn't gain any dollars from the top to the bottom. They compounded their coins, right? And when I actually posed that question to Gary when we were on the 305 podcast,
yeah, 305. You said 304.
I was close. But what do you call it? During that podcast, I said, "How would you feel at that point?" Because I said, you turned 10 Ethereum to 100 Ethereum, but your dollar value was the same over 1 year. In a bear market, is that a win or is that a loss? And Gary was like, "No, it's a loss because your dollars are not more." But you cultivated more crypto, right? You gained more Ethereum. Now, if you know how to compound that again as the price is going up, and doing different things like that, even better. But yeah, long term, people are finally going to understand this once we get through multiple cycles, but it'll be too late, right? Yeah. I think I put this in the Citadel and a couple of the chats here today, which was a a Good Morning America type piece on Bitcoin.
Yeah.
And it's just when the housewives finally are like, okay, right now they're saying orange coin bad because orange man bad. He orange coin, so it's all bad, right?
Orange coin taken away from my spending bad.
Right. That too. Right. And so it's one of those things where they're like, okay, this is all a scam. And so this is why stable coins are being made because Trump's made $785 million so far on the crypto market, which is respect, but, his family technically, right? No conflict of interest, of course. But so I understand that part of their argument. But in terms of just the crypto industry in general, they're lumping it in with political shit that makes no sense, right? Because money is not political, but you can turn it political. It's just inherently not itself political. But the thing that they're missing, right? I think the thing that is going to get all the housewives, especially next cycle, is going to be stable coins because you're going to have the PayPal stable coin, you're going to have JP Morgan stable coin, you're going to have the all these different things out there, and then that's what they're going to start using first because they know how to spend money. Right, like you said, they know how to get into debt.
Oh yeah,
right. They know how to take that JP Morgan coin and get that 4%, extra per year. Yay, I'm beating inflation, as they tell me, right? But yeah, once they're like, okay, I'm at least good with that, and now I have a basic understanding of blockchain, and I guess Bitcoin's not going to zero. Right. Once you get to that level of understanding, then it's like, oh shit. You are now late to the party. Before that, we're still early.
What's the Japanese one where Miss Tamanaka or Miss? It's like this the term for all because the Japanese ladies kind of handle all the money in Japan basically, and they're the investors. I forgot what it's called.
It can be sometimes, yeah.
Well, at least I've seen documentaries about it where they're Miss Tamanaka or whatever the hell her name is and shit. That's
Tanaka is a very common name.
Yeah, Tanaka, right? So at some point, what Charlie's described is going to happen, and then they're uh-oh. Last cycle, where I really think the best indicator for the top was when we had that stupid TikTok Instagram song of this girl basically making fun of her boyfriend for being into crypto and NFTs.
Mm-hmm.
and she was so fucking cringy. This dumb bucktooth bitch. And
then Mark Zuckerberg's sister even made it.
Oh my god, that was a crypto song, but that was bad.
No, it was a crypto song.
Was it a no?
Yeah, it had NFTs in it and stuff too. Yeah, absolutely. But both of those were terribly cringe.
But the other one was more. I will say Zuck's sister was less cringe. That's how cringe it was. Like it was this whole. It was so bad. I don't even want to remember the lyrics. That's like how much it blanked out of my brain. Like when I heard it, I almost aneurysmed. It was so bad. And then they made this whole thing where like she made a thing where she stopped singing for a bit and she put a bottle out, and then people started doing remixes with her having this bottle.
Dude,
so bad.
That was even that was worse than the original.
Everybody who did those videos. I mean, literally in the street. Like horrible. But that was the top. Yes, absolutely. That was the top. That when you see that level of that was some cringe shit, dude.
Yeah. Well, we haven't had all the sentiment signals yet, so we know there's still more.
0 out of 30,
left.
Charlie, right? 0 out of 30.
Yeah, right.
Oh, I wanted to show a little video here. I just found this really hilarious, by the way. Let me see if I have the right one here. This is a video of Richard Hart talking about liquidity.
Yeah.
God damn, this was cracking me up.
The original, what do you call it? The source code of the sell pressure.
The sell pressure right here. Yeah, this shit's incredible. I'm just dying.
Do you believe that 10 million liquidity is maybe not enough for potential investors? Which, by the way, this is concern trolling, so you're aware. I want to say something shitty, but it's just a concern I have. I'm on your side. I'm just concerned. So now let me say the shitty thing. Okay, so you don't think there's enough liquidity. Cool, let's go. Do you believe that 10 million liquidity is maybe not enough for potential investors that want to put in millions into hacks? Guess would be enough with multiple lower entries. Bro, I just explained to you very clearly that if you have more liquidity, the price won't go as high. Do you understand what I'm telling you? Do the words that are leaving my mouth enter your brain? Do you want the price to go high? Yeah, you do. Okay. You need less liquidity for the price to go high. Because if you have more liquidity, that's called sell pressure. And the fucking price doesn't go as high when you have more sell pressure. Do you understand? Do you get it? Do you understand? More sell pressure mean number don't go up as much. Me, design thing go up 263x. Me, understand. Smart. Me, smart. Why do you keep asking the same stupid question over again, man? You trying to get banned?
That shit is gold, dog. Me smart.
3x. Me understand. Smart. Me smart. Why do you keep asking the same stupid question over again, man? You trying to get banned?
Dude, I get so nostalgic watching this shit. It makes me laugh so much. I remember laughing when that came out. Like, God damn, that was funny. Like, me smart. Do you understand anything coming out of my mouth?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it means a good morning sell pressure, right?
Good morning sell pressure. And like, why is there sell pressure? Because when there's more liquidity, as the price starts going up from all the purchases, it sells the coin you want to pump to buy the other coin. That's how liquidity pools work. Mad.
Imagine.
Yeah. Will he ever come back? Yes. Yes. That's it. Yeah.
I mean, hey, he just has to dodge Interpol, John McAfee, who he was dodging basically the United States, the entire country. So
he's like, I won, which is pretty cool and stuff like that. So we'll see what's going on.
But yeah, man, I mean, Bitcoin here just getting close to 122,000 for the. No, you can keep it off for right now. But yeah, just getting close to 122,000 here. Ethereum 4,300. So yep, we're primed here for the beginning of the week. What do you call it? My next stream will be on Tuesday at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 6 p.m. Eastern. And so I think we may have a new all-time high party that time for a lot of stuff. So that should be fun. But yeah, I think was your show?
So my show this week, because I'm doing a business trip real quick. So I will be streaming on Tuesday as well at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. But if I'm able to, I will do a Monday show. So look out on Twitter and stuff. But I'm going to be streaming Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, and this next Sunday is going to be Moongang on Charlie's channel.
Yep.
So
a week from now.
So 186.
We'll probably be at $130,000 Bitcoin on my channel next week. We'll be having a good time.
5K. That'd be dope.
That would be great. I think we can get to 4,800 probably. So let's see where we go. But yeah, just one last screen share here. Just was good. There we go. Was just going to remind everybody that it pays to be in the Citadel. So go over here to cultivatecrypto.com/shop. Jump into the Citadel and have fun staying not poor. Which is definitely a goal. Oh yeah, I totally forgot about that. That's probably a great idea. Let me throw this in the chat here, and then we will go over to our super chats, which I totally forgot about.
What are those? Charlie said.
We can bust them out, though.
Yes, we can. All right, let's get to the first one. Boom. With a $10 super chat, man, is it time for Ethereum to leave the world behind? Wow, that's dark. Also, GC, are you still doing one-on-one consults? Yes, I am. DM me on Twitter. I've already scheduled a couple of them already. I'm scheduling people out now because we're officially back on YouTube. Yeah. We do not do consultations during the course.
Correct.
But now that we're back on YouTube, I am scheduling them out. You can also schedule with Charlie on cultivatecrypto.com as well for solo one-on-ones. So yeah, if you want to contact me, here is my here's my link tree. Please follow the official manga release. Don't get scammed by a fake dollar cost crypto or a fake cultivate crypto.
Yep.
But yeah, there you go. Next one, Luis with the $5 super chat. Bearish take on my bags. Oh, okay. I'll give you bearish. $4,200 in Sonic, $1,300 in Pepe, $800 in Doge. Zero.
Yeah, I'll zero. Go to zero.
Bearish.
Dan Pena says that's why you're poor.
Andre rugged. Pepe, the submarine class destroyed.
Doge was the only one that performed now.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you call it? Doge, we expect $1 to $3. What's it at now?
It is, I think, at 26 cents right now.
Okay, so it'd be like a 4x at least.
Oh, 23 cents, sorry.
Okay, yeah, so about a 4x at least. So, I mean, that one close to about $5,000 probably. What do you think about the other two?
So, Pepe, so the way I look at Pepe right now, Pepe is at, let me look at the price of Pepe real quick. Sorry. Zora, what the fuck is this?
Zora's been pumping.
Yeah. All right. Pepe, ooh, nice. This was at 420 there like a day or two ago. Now it's at $5.1 billion.
Nice.
So Pepe, I think at least short term is going to go back up to its all-time high of 11.2 billion. So about a 2.2x basically from here. In terms of like a bearish all-time high, it would be probably something like 22 billion market cap. I think we have like a nice run. If we have a really good run, I think it's probably going to hit like its all-time high of like 42 billion. That's where I think is like a pretty...
It's like a 2 to 8x?
2 to 8. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, like an 8x, 8, maybe 10x, rough, maybe 9x in that range, or depending on where you bought. But yeah, if you bought it right here, yeah, it'd be roughly like an 8.5x, basically, to its all-time high. Very good point. Why 42 billion? Because 420. That's stupid. That's correct. Very much. But this is how the coin operates. Its supply is literally 420 and 69. I'm not even joking.
So those two together, you have over probably 10K.
Yeah.
For sure. And then Sonic, that'll be a fun one.
A fun dark horse, basically. I mean, if we have a bit of an underperformance, it probably just ends up getting to like $3, low $3.
Yeah, which is like a 10x from where it's at now, which would be about,
pretty good return.
I mean, for $4,200, not bad. You know, you get to 40,000, you get about 50,000 in total at that point or so, like maybe 55, maybe 60.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Do not spend it all on a car.
Yeah.
Do not spend it on rims.
Yeah.
No rims.
Yeah. Don't spend it on depreciating assets, as Robert Kiyosaki would say. So, I mean, yeah, and then maybe the higher end maybe is like 70, 80, 90K. But yeah, you can get into the high 5 figures with that for sure.
My highest price for Sonic is like $8. That's the higher end. So I've always said like my mid range has been like $5, $8 being very high. It could go higher, but like you can't just go saying like $15 Sonic, $20 Sonic. No, you know, that's when it's at 23 centavos. Well, actually, no, 30 centavos. You know, 30 cents. So
can you throw me a Celsius or something?
So Bun Kai. With the $5 super chat. Thanks for the alpha gents during the bear and the bull run, always. And we're the only guys that stick with you through. It's easy to be here during the bull market. Everybody
easy. Fuck. Oh, bro, like the next 6 months when people are like, "Oh, I've been in crypto forever," exactly, right? It's like these motherfuckers, they're gonna disappear like a fart in the wind as soon as that high comes in.
Exactly. Well, let's see who's. Oh, it's Maddie.
Hey,
Maddie with the $10 super chat. What's up, legends? Are you going to speak at the 4th annual? I don't know why I'm doing like a WrestleMania voice. Sunday Pulse Chain Conference next weekend. Yeah, probably as long as I'm available. Yeah, I'll go.
Yeah, we'll see.
We got the red pill with the $5 super chat. ETF inflows higher than Bitcoin ETFs inflows for Friday.
You meant ETH ETF, yeah.
Oh, Sunday. I think I was thinking Sunday at the Thunderdome.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's what I said. Yeah. So basically, basically yesterday or the day before that, Ethereum was actually having higher daily flows, which is nice. That's good. Yeah, it's still very close. I mean, I think it was like 60 million difference.
Yeah, I think if you look at the weekly inflows, that'll be where Ethereum starts outpacing. There will be even more significant if that happens.
Now this one I have no idea what crispy bacon with the Australian $10. Indian chicks are Temu Latinas.
What does that even mean?
I don't even know, dog. But thank you for the $10 from Australia, sir. I guess. Oh my god, that one took me out. That was so funny. Okay, Chris with the $5 super chat. How's it going, Miguel and Charlie? You recommending getting my last 4K into PulseX before we go up? All right, so he's recommending if with this 4K now, will we go up or are we having a dip? And so if you already have other coins and you have 4K that you're going to allocate, I think, it's perfectly fine right now before we have a big breakout. I think, but at the same time, too, you are speculating at the end of the day.
Yeah.
When we were highly recommending Pulse Chain, it was at it was at 17. Now it's in the 40s.
Yeah, it's on a 2x since the beginning of the Crypto Mindset course for Q3.
Right.
But I would say if you're going to get into it, you got about 24 hours, maybe even within 8 hours would be a good time. But hey, that's just me. Make your own life and financial decisions. Of course, like the way we try to position things is we will answer the question and say what we would do, but then also we want you guys to critically think with the information that we give in the Crypto Mindset course and on the show here, so that you can not trust but verify. So if we say that information, yes, we think that's a good thing to do, then you have enough other tools based on what we've mentioned and taught in the past that you'd be able to confirm or deny that suspicion to whatever level of risk you're comfortable with. If you're not able to do that and you just take the advice, you still hit that green button. So just, being clear on that, right?
We're really big on self-accountability. At the end of the day, I push the green button or I push the red button. And that's why I have it at the end of my intro as well, because at the end of the day, you got to make the decision for yourself. But if I could give you any advice at all, wait for red days. The prices are going down.
Yeah, I just don't think we're going to get.
Yeah, exactly.
Right now. I mean, if we do on Monday, great. Maybe put in 3K tonight, and then if we get a dip tomorrow, put the last 1K in. Great, and then you're good to go.
Or wait for a calm, a boring day. If you're going to get it,
I just don't think we're going to get one at the beginning of this week.
Yeah,
I think we're just break when you get a breakout, it gets violent.
Yes.
Yeah.
To the fucking kisser.
Yep. Of Gary Gensler.
Tito. With the $5 super chat, how many X's are we getting on Pepe this month in September? This month, let me see what time we got in September. Well, it can. I think. I think we could at least get up. So if we do have a good move up, right? Let's say we are bullish. Ethereum keeps trending towards its all-time high and trending up above 5,000. Then I think it could reach above 8 billion market cap and stuff. So that's a very good one, about 3 billion or more. Now, if we do get a $5,200 Ethereum or higher, then we retest the all-time high at 11.2 billion. But we need Ethereum to kind of cross that threshold because you need Ethereum to be that high because obviously Pepe is on Ethereum. So that move will move Pepe. Very good because of liquidity pools. But on top of that, that will force, because the move's so violent, it will force maybe some Solana money, some meme money to move towards back into Pepe for the run up and stuff. So maybe we could see a new breakout. But that's what I see right now. I think at least 8 billion. But I think we're, if we do get close to 5,000 or higher on Ethereum, then we're going to see a retest of the all-time high.
And I think, with 2 to 3x within the current 60-day cycle for it, is possible, like you said, depending on how high Ethereum.
Yeah,
is.
Ethereum's the linchpin, and I said it on my stream the other day. Like, we're not in full alt season until we hit $5,200 on Ethereum. That's what right now we're kind of in a like 4,000 Ethereum. You're in kind of the smart buy zone right now. You're like right before it's like the white smoke's coming out the engines.
Yeah. Last chance.
But here's the danger. Here's the one little danger, you guys. If for some reason, let's just say the market dip down, if we went back to 3,000, it kind of like calms everything back down.
Oh, absolutely. No, Bitcoin to get bearish from here, in my opinion, Bitcoin would have to go back below 114,000. And if it breaks 123, it's just not going to happen. So, good stuff.
So, Tito again. Why did Illuvium, I'm guessing Illuvium probably, Illuvium pump very hard? Does that mean Illuvium can reach $300? It pumps very hard because, all right, look, no matter what we say about the founder or whatever, he is actively working hard on his game. He's kind of got his head back on his shoulders. He's working hard towards trying to improve the game. And he ran, I think, $250,000 tournament for the thing, and he's trying to run more cash prize tournaments for Illuvium. So this is helping moving the price up. So, and they are improving the thing, but they're still working on it. And like one thing that he said when the game launched is like, and I even heard Palomo say this as well. It's always difficult when you're the first one through the door. AAA. I'm doing the thing right here. Yes, Illuvium is a AAA game for crypto. It is. Look at most crypto games. They're fucking side scrollers. Yeah. Like they're literally like Newgrounds Flash games, mostly. Or like they're essentially like, I don't know, 2-bit. Or I mean, they're just essentially playing around with like Flappy Bird. It's basically very basic games. So in comparison, Illuvium is a very advanced game. Okay. But it's always the hardest to be the first through the door. It really is, right? All the competition they had, from the Becker coins, which none of them really launched, to even the sniper. What is that? Shrapnel? Coins. Shrapnel didn't launch. Nobody launched.
Imagine you fucking what do you call it? Imagine you fucking just like bet all in on like just all that stuff, like all of Alex Becker's coins, bro. Yeah. But he was on the right track with the whole bull cycle in general, so I can't knock him for that. But I'm like,
I give him respect for he believes his shit and he put his reputation on. So I put his, but like,
there's something allegedly there's going to be something else happening this week that something's launching, but I can't say.
And it means for Ethereum. Look, if we get all is possible with the $10,000 Ethereum. You get like $5,200. I think a lot of stuff pumped. Even Illuvium will go up, right? Probably to $30 or something, $40. But then from there, it will take, as Ethereum goes to 10,000, maybe even goes to 12 or 14, like we kind of believe, then enough money's around that you can actually get a tournament, and they're able to like, hey, this is going to be a $5 million tournament or something, because they had their biggest highest dreams were like, we would love to have $100 million tournament one day. Whoo, and that brings a ton of interest. So maybe they can get a $5 million tournament at that point. Then. And people are going crazy, and then they never sold their tier 1 land, the tier 1. No, I'm sorry, the tier 5 land, which was they never sold the arena,
right?
Which was which is smart actually, because they're waiting for interest to go back up so they could sell it for tens of millions of dollars, because there's a bunch of naming rights, as well as they get essentially get like a tax for every transaction that happens on the tournament, so people can make their money back. So all these things will happen in the future. So I'm still holding a moon bag of it and stuff. So if it does well, then I make a lot of money still. But the thing is like, you have to wait and see.
Yeah. I mean, I think it'll do okay.
Yeah. I just wouldn't risk like I have all my hearts on no.
Or new capital.
No. Oh boy. $10 super chat from Jay Nandez, I guess. Jay Nandez. Bitcoin, Ethereum, PulseX, Pulse Chain. Oh my god. Where should I allocate? Okay, he's got $1,500. Where should I allocate? Looking at this portfolio,
that's probably
Daddy Tate. Huh? Oh, he's got Daddy Tate going at the end. Oh, yeah, that's funny.
Let's see. What is he?
He said moon meth.
What does he got here? Got a good amount of coins, and he's got them like risk wise, in the right way. Trying to think of what he doesn't have that he could have, or what he could have more of.
Yeah.
It kind of has a lot of different stuff. Doesn't have too much Solana exposure except for Pengu, right?
Yeah.
Maybe you could get some Radium, possibly would be another one, or Solana itself is not bad exposure, but just thinking out loud there.
You know, speaking of daddy, the daddy take coin and shit. Someone in the chat said earlier that Iggy Azalea was on ABC Morning America.
Yeah,
showing her coin still. Shout out to her.
Yeah, she recently got back on it. She was like, "People said I was a plant, but I've been working hard on this all my life."
I think it was recent. I think didn't she go on a date recently with Neon or something? And like showing Neon like dog.
Neon with his girlfriend. It's so dumb, so dumb.
I like Iggy. She's cool. But it's one of the few coins I'm like, all right, I'll own some. Was it called Mother or Mom?
Mother.
Mother. Yeah, Mother.
I'll go with the green dildo.
Okay.
Uneath.
But yeah, I mean, if I were to see like the 1500, yeah, I would probably add to, if you're looking value wise, like I would add probably a little bit here to maybe like, because you already have PulseX, that's already a big position. Ethereum, you get pretty nice. Pingu wouldn't be a terrible position to add a little bit more. Sonic, and then maybe some.
Yeah, does it have any? Oh yeah, some Sonic.
Yeah, some Sonic. Maybe the Doge actually, just because it's like you have an ETF play there, it could 4x pretty easily from here.
You can kind of go harder. Like if you wanted to be like, okay, I'll go harder into what do you call it, positions that I have that I want to like boost up a little bit. You know, like the Doge is an easy one for sure.
The hard part about this is like, because like for like a portfolio this size, as well as like how we are, like where we are in the cycle, the 18K Bitcoins are pretty heavy in the portfolio right now versus like. Because I understand if he was like, okay, cool, like like he got the whole Bitcoin and Ethereum, which I'm not telling him to do that, but
yeah,
like,
I think,
you know,
I mean, at this stage of the cycle, it's kind of like, yeah, you could divest out of Bitcoin a bit if you wanted to, if you want to get more access. But the other thing you can do instead is basically treat that Bitcoin as its own portfolio in a sense.
Yeah.
Right. And be like, okay, all I'm going to do with that 18K of Bitcoin is I'm going to sell it. Let's say at the top, let's just give it an easy number, $200,000 Bitcoin top. Right. And then that's $18,000 of Bitcoin there. That's 10% of a Bitcoin, basically. Well, at that point, it'll be much higher, right? But let's say he has like 15% of a Bitcoin, right? Then it drops, down to, well, easy number would be 100,000, but like, let's say it goes down to 70,000, and he's going to get more Bitcoin. Boom, he's just like playing with that money in its own wallet, and then you could do the same with ETH too. And then everything else you can kind of treat like, your leverage plays, but so it depends on how much risk you want to.
And you got to really pay, like that Litecoin position there. It's only $300, right? But like, if it's 300 tokens, it's pretty good. But 300, I'm thinking $300. You got to really watch the exit. So for if it's that little Litecoin, even with the ETF, I would either merge that into Pingu, or put that into either like half Pingu, Palomos, or like add a little to Deep. That's totally okay. Just because you have to really like, I've been able to trade Litecoin pretty well, but I have a significant OG bag that I've accumulated over almost 9 years.
I would say don't put any more into Tate. Like you're way over allocated in Tate.
Unless you're in the war room and you're like that deep into their ecosystem. That's the difference. Like
you know all the
advantage. Yeah. I invest into coins where I feel like I have either I'm first or informational advantage.
Right.
Through like connections and stuff. So anyway,
let's try to get through them a little faster.
Just for Kyle, because I have nothing better to do. Damn it! I gotta give Kyle $10. All right, fine. Tito again. Will eHex reach 2 cents before the cycle's done? Yes. In the next 2 months, let's be a penny would be nice because that's a 5x to get to a penny. I think so, right? Are you looking at oh no, you don't have to. Yeah, but last I looked, it was basically right at like 20% of a penny. So like a 5x to get to a penny. That's pretty good return. That's pretty good run. Yeah. More than likely, it's probably going to 80% of a penny, probably. But still, that's a good return if you bought at the bottom there. Okay, Tito again. Do we still DCI on Pepe? Yes, but
you kind of have to go harder now.
Yeah.
Like I would say maybe like ladder in over DCA, which is just like a shorter time frame DCA.
So it's much more like
3 to 5 buys.
We got a $5 super chat from Leventi. 15. Let's see. What do you guys think of Messer? M8. I don't know the coin.
Me neither.
Yeah. Sorry, brother. Wheel Ken with the $5 subscription. Thanks for all the guidance in Q1 2022 alumni. Oh, hell yeah. Secured my ETH bag, got into real degeneracy at the end. Buying up a PDI dip, currently up 70x. Crypto mindset. Yep. And that's that strategy. Even though I don't like the token, I said, when no one's talking about it, and when no one shuts up about it, you dump.
Mm-hmm.
I have not lost a single investment trade like that on that coin at all.
Yeah.
And what I do with the profits? PulseX.
Exactly.
You can do. I guess you could do PGC. PGC is not bad.
Yeah, but I'd go PulseX. PulseX is the easiest in the ecosystem. Again, it's kind of easy to keep it simple, stupid in this cycle, which is when in doubt, just throw it all into the biggest performing asset on that layer one.
Exactly. Old redneck with a $2 super chat. Bear take on my bag. 400 pulse billion. Was it? Yeah, 400 pulse.
Oh,
chain.
it's $1 a month right there.
Oh, okay. That's what
I like that. That helps out.
Right? So 400 million. I think he asked this question yesterday. It's about billion PulseX. So I think a bear take with this is like maybe like let's just say Pulse Chain only got to a 1/10 of a penny. That's it. That'd be pretty bearish, but like that'd be like a 3x on the all-time high. 340. What's that be like a million? That'd be so like 400. What would that be like 400 grand on that Pulse Chain, and that'd be like 600, 800,000 on that PulseX.
So if Pulse Chain's a 1/10 of a penny, what's PulseX in that scenario?
A little slightly lower than that. So it could be anywhere from 20% lower, probably at most. Depends on the ratio, but like the buy and burn just is kind of it's like very close right now, and they're within 10 of each other right now. They're within 20% right now.
It's about a 20x.
Yeah, really good return. That will be like a smashing all-time high for like PulseX. For Pulse Chain, it's just a 3x from its all-time high, basically at most.
It is 20x or so from current prices.
Yeah, if I'm being super bearish, it'd be like Pulse Chain only gets back to its all-time high from 23, which is 340. So that would be like you'd have 200 grand in the Pulse Chain bag, and then PulseX would just probably be like a 300 or 280, which is still like 280,000. So you're still cooking with fire. It's pretty good money. That'd be pretty bearish, though. That'd be pretty bad, but yeah. Ken Rose, thank you, brother. Just tapped in. Why within?
So he was asking earlier when I said like you're going to get a position in some stuff. It's probably better to do it sooner rather than later. I think in the next 8 to 24 hours is probably good. The reason why is because, why within the current 8-hour candle? Mainly because Bitcoin and Ethereum have already told us data-wise where the price is going, which is up, right? And so it's like, okay, better get in. But like Miguel said, sometimes it's nice to have a little bit of a pullback or a little bit of a discount. Going into early Monday morning, what happens often in crypto is on the weekend, you get your crypto bros, native crypto people speculating prior to Wall Street opening, because we get that advantage where we can kind of front run them into a Sunday weekly close, which is what's happened here over the last 12 hours, right? So we front ran Wall Street. Then what's Wall Street going to do on Monday morning? They're going to take a little profits on that, right? So we might get a little bit of a dip into tomorrow morning. And then what's Wall Street going to do by daily close? They're going to pump it back up again and let the move continue. And then Tuesday, Wednesday, that's where I would see us starting to get kind of crazy in terms of new all-time highs for Bitcoin and stuff like that. So I don't think there's much time left until things get moving. Now, that being said, there are going to be some altcoins that lag a few days. So you might have for some coins until the Friday of next week to get in. But yeah, stuff's going to get moving quickly here, I think, after about 8 to 24 hours. That's why.
So we got K Piro with the $5 super chat. Sol, XRP, Pepe, Sui, Pengu. How well can I do from here?
Good. Next, no.
I mean, you can do very good. I mean, like if we're I'm not gonna do the bull market tops, but let's just say this next big top we have here in the next 3 months, basically.
Well, and these are all not top cap coins in terms of not Bitcoin and Ethereum, right?
Right.
So the number of X's you can gain on average over this type of portfolio is a little bit more,
right?
Even though it is higher risk.
Because is Solana at 200 right now or not yet?
Still holding 180, yeah.
So it's a very good chance Solana is going to touch back to its all-time high of 300. So you could probably gain 20 grand on that 30 grand right there. XRP could if we do get the ETF at some point, I think that's a little later in the year, but if we're just talking this year, it could at least get a 2x on this and stuff. Pepe, it's going to do a 2x before, it's going to retest its all-time high at 11.2 billion. Sui is going to break past it. It's already very close to its all-time high right now. It's in the 4 range. It's going to break to a new all-time high, so we can $8, $10, $12. That's really good returns right now. So this could get as high as possibly like 50 to 60 grand. That's really, you're looking at a good money. Pingu, that one can go really crazy, but because you only have $2,000 in it,
it's not going to do as much.
5-6 grand, so you can do
over,
very well
over
for
100K.
Yeah, not bad. And that's significant money. You have to understand, that is a lot. Like most people, you have an average job, they couldn't even dream of saving 30,000 in a year. Fuck. Yeah. Like right now, most people are like, damn, I got 2K. Hell yeah, man. Taco Bell, here I come.
Dude, you know that Taco Bell meat is only 36% actual meat?
And it's sand in there too, right?
There's silica, there's sand, there's all sorts of crazy.
God damn, does it clear my back? No. So with that, you guys, and I know
I think there's a couple more.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah. What's up with BMNR? There you go.
That's a bit mine. So
that's the last one.
Tom Lee stuff. Super bullish because they're buying 5% of all ETH. I'm actually going to do an episode on that this week. The alchemy of 5% with Tom Lee as our star there. So that should be an interesting episode.
Definitely. So with that, you guys, catch us back here, guaranteed on Tuesday, you guys, 3 p.m. and 7 p.m. It's going to be really cool, man. And Charlie's going to be doing shows all weekend. I'm going to be, all weekend, all week. Sorry, all week. Sorry, it's the weekend over here. And we'll be having Moongang on his channel on next Sunday. And we will be, I'll be here, Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday.
Beautiful.
With that, man, thank you so much for joining us, and peace.